wheels out. Hammer tries to throw it to Lily. Falls down. Does he catch it? Dylan catches it! Oh, no! It goes in. Does he get there? I think he's right in front of the line. Not quite in.
Got it, takes the handoff, now rolls to the right, still rolling, still being chased, now heads upfield, goes around him, man, at the 40, down to 35, heads infield at the 30, now he's down to the 20, you gotta be kidding me, he's down to the 15, almost down, he's to the 10-yard line.
Seattle Sports on 710 is your radio home for the Seattle Mariners.
Back, and over the wall for a home run!
Every home run, every strikeout, every Mariners win.
Swing and a miss and a slider, strike three, and it's over.
And catch the game on your smartphone. Download the Seattle Sports app to stream the radio broadcast of every Mariners game.
Goodbye, baseball! A walk-off two-run home run!
Seattle Sports is your home for the Mariners.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
Welcome to STSPN's coverage of WESCO High School football. Casey Bryant alongside Amp Harrell for today's coverage of the Stanwood Spartans paying a visit to the Snohomish Panthers. Live from Veterans Memorial Stadium, we go now to the presentation of the nation's colors. Casey Bryant alongside Amp Harrell. And Amp, these are two teams between Snohomish and Stanwood that are hunting for their first victory of the season. You're going to see some emotional football here tonight.
Absolutely. One of these teams is coming out with their first win of the season, and it's two very different programs, two very different starts to the season for Stanwood. They've been very competitive in their first three games, all losses though, and you would think they can ride that momentum, but of course things are a little up in the air with an interim coach, so you don't know how that's going to go. On the other side, Snohomish, they're the home team. They've got a little momentum after a big surge in their last game, their last time out, but they were shut out in their first two, and quite frankly, they're averaging less than a touchdown a game. So the immovable force versus the unstoppable object, or however I mangled that cliche.
Well, you touched on it because it is Snohomish's, and not only is it a home game, and not only are they hunting for their first win, it's also their senior day, and you saw the festivities happening down on the sidelines prior to the contest, and that always kind of heightens the emotion a bit and builds a little bit of desperation, I think, in that huddle to try to make things happen. They did score 20 points against Cedro Woolley last week in a 38-20 loss after being shut out the first 2 weeks by Seattle Prep and Glacier Peak by significant margins. So things trending in the right direction, and according to their depth chart, that it seems that they have shifted away from David Hammer at quarterback to Evan Ruiz. Might that factor into today's contest?
Oh, absolutely. The signal caller is touching the ball on every offensive snap, unless it's a trick play, of course, and that sets the tone. He's got to distribute the rock, whether they're going to throw it with weapons like Ben Surdy, or they're going to run the football, and knowing this program, they're definitely going to run the football. You got to have a clean exchange, and you got to have a clear voice in that huddle.
The Snohomish Panthers are in their home black jerseys with white helmets and red lettering. Meanwhile, the Stanwood Spartans in white jerseys with red and white striped helmets. Stanwood will receive first on the left side of your STSPN screens, and so Snohomish will kick it away. They will send out Gabriel Cortez to launch it away from X on the 40-yard line. First possession to Stanwood, who are 0-3 this year. Last week, a 19-13 loss to Oak Harbor, but you mentioned it, Amp, a very competitive team, and Alex Maldonado will be trying to march this team down the end zone and try to pick up their first win in what has been a tumultuous week here for Stanwood football.
Absolutely, and their interim head coach is going to try and steady the ship. They won the toss on the road and elected to defer. Actually, I take that back. Snohomish won the toss and elected to defer, so Snohomish trying to make a statement, and Stanwood trying to, well, drown out the faithful here at Veterans Memorial.
It is Mark Flickinger, the interim head coach for Stanwood, as the kick is away, fielded at the 15-yard line, carried over towards the middle of the field, looking for the left sideline. He's got some room out to the 40, 45 midfield, finally shoved out of bounds, and a terrific release. Canyon Bumgardner carrying it up the left side, and a good show of speed and good field position for the Spartans to start things off.
Yeah, got to dictate things. A lot of bodies flying through the air on that kickoff return team. Great block there that you just saw by 23 in white as the offense sets up on the field.
That's Ethan Burke with the block that sent a man flying with ragdoll physics down to the turf. A heck of a block, and that's something that will make any special teams coach smile. And so Alex Maldonado, quarterback of this Stanwood Spartans offense, usually running the wing T offense, man in motion, and that is Bumgardner, as they will hand it off up the middle, a gain of 2 yards.
Defended well by that Snohomish front, just refusing to give ground. And that's that trickeration that you'll see in a wing T. They went with the first man through on a dive and then faked off of that too. You've got to know your keys, know your responsibilities, and make zero mistakes if you're the Panthers.
Silas Turpin with the carry and the gain of 2. 2nd and 8 from now the Snohomish 48-yard line. A handoff directly up the middle and a carry, a gain of 8, diving towards the first down marker, and we'll see where they spot Turpin after another nice gain.
Yeah, big surge that time as the line just blew the defensive line out of the way, and just hunting in the second level. Good cleanup on the backside of that by Cortez.
And they will move the sticks once more, and fresh set of downs for the Stanwood Spartans. And Silas Turpin, 6'1", 215 pounds, 10 yards from scrimmage already. Snap to Maldonado. He hands it off the left. Turpin breaks one tackle, spins off another, and another nice little gain of 8 yards.
Yeah, good finish on that one, but cleaned up by getting familiar with my people. Areola, the right cornerback. Cornerback stepping up and making a play after a medium gain.
And Taylor Areola is one of the senior leaders of this Snohomish defense. 5'10", 165, relied on to be one of their skill guys, not only in the secondary, but also a wide receiver on the offense. 2nd down, 3 to go here for the Spartans. Ball on the 34-yard line of Snohomish. A handoff to the right. Turpin bounces off one defender, and this time brought down in the backfield. First tackle for a loss on the part of Snohomish.
Yeah, the tackle for loss, or TFL, as Cortez, the Panther back, he knew what was coming. Keeping it on the ground here. 3rd down and 3 officially according to the board. That's what the sticks say as well. Might have to put it in the air here if you're the Stanwood Spartans.
Ty Tautolo also there for the tackle on the line, and you can see him, the locks are flowing for the Snohomish Panthers on that defensive line. 3rd and 5 for the Spartans on the 35-yard line. One man in the backfield behind Maldonado, and that is Turpin. They'll fake the handoff. It's a keeper and brought down in the backfield. Maldonado is down for a loss. And a good stand.
The big man Ward, that being Dean Ward, 6'2", 305, does not bite on the fake. He stays home and does exactly what you want the 300-pounder to do there.
Terrific tackle there for Dean Ward, and so with 4th and 7, they will keep the offense on the field and go for it as Maldonado, fresh from the sideline.
Yeah, it's a weird spot, especially in high school with special teams. Yeah, it's 4th down and 7, but you're at the 37. It's too far to kick it and too close to punt it.
We'll see how aggressive with the play calling they are. Maldonado under center, Turpin lined up behind him. Scrambling over to his left is Maldonado. He's got a man downfield. They're going to chuck and look for him into the end zone. Flag is thrown in the end zone. The intended target, Kenyon Bumgarner, as the throw flew to the turf.
Jackson, the cornerback on that side, hanging with him. Parker Jackson, senior, he's pleading his case that maybe he was impeded, but that is a brilliant high IQ play there by the Stanwood Spartans. First of all, you run that play-action sprint pass, a lot of go assignments on those receivers, and just sprint and get open, and I will chuck the ball at you. And it's a 50-50 in those situations because somebody's going to grab cloth.
It was single coverage, and Bumgarner, once he got to the 20-yard line, there was a lot of distance in that zone where he was able to wave one hand and get the attention of Maldonado. Great read, great throw, and the fresh set of downs following the pass interference penalty has set them up in very good field position. Ball will be on the Snohomish 22-yard line.
And the offensive line did a really good job of holding a clean pocket. Ellis, Mangold, Ferguson, Fleck, and Sundberg.
1st and 10, man in motion here for Stanwood. They'll flip over to him, and a nice end route gets past the 20 into the 15, and a solid run for Sean Porter as he dives to his right.
Jackson fought through a hard stalk block. I thought they were going to seal the edge, and that might go, but good job by Parker Jackson to just say, no, gets that hand free, and bang, out of bounds.
And Kenyon Bumgarner attempting to keep him at bay as he was diving towards the sideline. A nice run there for Sean Porter, his first touch of the young contest.
Stalk blocking is key, especially when you got to run to the boundary, and it's very, very hard to stalk block and not hold.
1st and 10 on the 12-yard line. Bumgarner in motion to his left. Maldonado throws it over to the left side. A complete. Charging forth towards the 5. Inside the 5-yard line, brought down to the 3, and a good catch made there by Preston Turner.
And see where they spot this. That's close to a 1st down. And I love that look because they went with the jet sweep motion and had the jet man come out of the backfield and just immediately pick his target for a screen pass block. Well-designed play, but it's going to come up about 1.5 yards short.
And so 2nd and 1. Maldonado marching his troops downfield with some ease. Ball on the 4-yard line. Charging up the middle. They'll get the 1st down. Do they get the end zone?
No.
They'll be just short.
Yeah, he was close to the end line, and the knee came down, and he kind of got bent backwards away. If he stretches out, he might break the plane. But, as you point out, 1st and goal, and the playbook is wide open. But I think we're going to keep this one on the ground because if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And Silas Turpin has been excellent so far in the early goings. They have aired it out to this point twice. Once was a flag in the end zone that kept the drive alive on 4th down, and another completion has brought them on the verge of pay dirt. Maldonado under center. They'll hand it off and brought down short of the end zone. Once more, a good tackle as Turpin couldn't break free.
I think that was a run dog blitz by Silas Green, just filling a hole. He knew exactly where that ball was going and said, mine.
Excellent job just breaking through the offensive line. That was tenacious.
Yeah, nobody had that assignment. Or if they did, they let the dog eat it.
And so it keeps them at bay on the 1-yard line. 2nd and goal to go. Maldonado has Turpin lining up directly behind him. And it's a sweep over to the right into the end zone. Touchdown Spartans. First drive is successful. 7:04 to go in the first quarter. And Stanwood takes a 6-0 lead.
That's why it's so hard to defend the wing tee because there's a lot of motion. Penalty marker out late, though. I think there might have been some chirping going on. But a big, big block up the right side as Memphis Ellis just swings over from left tackle and knocks bodies out of the way.
And with the ball on the 1-yard line, you expect Turpin to try to be the bowling ball up the middle once more, but they clear it out along the side, and that opens up some room towards the end zone.
It's what we call a pulling tackle. Officials talking this over, and looks like this may be a personal foul.
As they've got the pen and paper out trying to mark the infraction.
But 7:04 to go in the first, though. and the first score on the board for Stanwood as we decipher this. By the way, the officials for tonight, referee David Sather, umpire is Luke Mormeyer, Michael Hunter, the head linesman, line judge is Michael Wallace, and Reed Baker is the back judge for the striped shirts.
You know, we'll take another look at the scoring play here on your STSPN YouTube screens, and it's just a clean handoff right over to the right side. A good run there by Ethan Burke.
Oh, I think I saw it right there at the end. And now there's offsetting penalties, but I think what happened, I don't think it was anything malicious, but Cortez kind of got wrapped up. He got his arm wrapped in somebody's leg and dumped him right at the end of the play, and there may have been a retaliation after that. That was all I saw, unless it was some jaw-jacking, but that was potentially a late hit that he couldn't have done a whole lot about.
Nate Westerfield is on for the extra point. Luke Brennan the hold. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is up. And whistle had blown prematurely just before, so it will wave off the play. And so that negates Westerfield's extra point attempt.
Well, there was some pressure off the left side of that. May have gotten a piece of it, or at the very least impeded the kicker.
And Brennan is called back over towards the sideline, and they will get a new holder in Corbin Forsland.
There is some beef on that front for the visitors from Stanwood. Up Stanwood Camino way.
Forsland fields the snap. Kick is up. Kick is blocked on the line, and it will remain 6-0 as a nice block. Special teams, after the pressure on the first attempt, they get through on the second.
They saw something there and just brought the house, and let's see if that point makes a difference. 6-0 Stanwood, though.
Believe that is Seth Aboud, the first team All-WESCO lineman, getting his hands on the ball for Snohomish. 6-0 Stanwood. Will take a quick timeout. You are listening to STSPN's coverage of Stanwood Snohomish football. Don't go anywhere.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Stanwood electing to kick it away after the score and the blocked extra point. Nate Westerfield will kick it off from left to right on your YouTube screens. Decent distant kick will be fielded on the 10-yard line. Charging up the left is Jackson Surdy. Surdy trying to edge over to his right and brought down at the 27-yard line.
Got that good stop-start action. I was watching the delayed replay over here, and he's got a little stutter step and lets the play develop.
And so the first opportunity for the Snohomish Panthers held off the scoreboard in their first 2 weeks of action. A 48-0 loss week 1 to Seattle Prep, 27-0 to Glacier Peak week 2. Last week, improvements, 38-20 against Cedro Woolley. And so the Snohomish Panthers setting things up, and it is David Hammer, in fact, that is under center for the Panthers. They had listed Evan Ruiz top of their depth chart, but they like to go with the seasoned senior Hammer.
And he's able to run the ball well. He's got a good arm. He's a strong leader out there for this Snohomish Panther club.
And so getting the ball, flicking it right over to the right. It's a flea flicker play, looking for the right side. It's picked off!
Oh, my.
Trickery on the first play, and what an athletic interception for Luke Brennan.
That is unreal. I was not expecting that throwback pass, and he puts a little too much air under it, and a leaping, one-handed, flipping interception by Brennan, and that will flip the field for Stanwood. Hang a gold star on that one. That could be a deciding play of the game here in the first.
And what an athletic play. How about the one-handed catch there?
One hand pulls it into his body as he absorbs contact with the ground. Take care of the football. We didn't talk plays of the game, or keys to the game, I should say, but turnovers, line of scrimmage, run the ball. Pretty simple, and check mark so far.
Maldonado will hand it off to the left. Good trickery from the wing tee, but it will only gain about 2 yards on the handoff there to number 5, Canyon Bumgardner. Now, do you like the aggressiveness of a flea flicker from the first play from scrimmage?
Well, when you're 0-3 and you're searching for that first win, it's senior night. You're going to do something very different. I just talked about how well he can run and how well he can throw. Why not do something completely unexpected?
That's true. And that's the thing, when you've got Hammer under center, taking the ball out of his hands for the first play and not allowing your team to get into a rhythm, it is gutsy.
Well, I mean, I will say, I was told back east, 3 things happen when you throw the football. 2 of them ain't good.
You said you were going to work that in. Attaboy.
Hey, I thought you were teeing it up. Second down, running play again, and a big gainer for a first down.
Good carry. That'll gain about 9 yards, and another nice rush for Ethan Burke, the scorer earlier in the quarter.
Memphis Ellis just plowing the road as well. He is a road grader over there. 6'2", 305. He's just a junior, and he's got good wheels. He can move well and keep everything in front of him.
Ball on the Snohomish 32-yard line. So far, pretty much everything has been in Snohomish territory. Maldonado under center, a man right behind him. He'll hand off straight up the middle, breaking through 1 tackle, 2, now finding some open space inside the 20, inside the 10. Turpin cutting to the sideline and brought down just at the 4-yard line. A bowling ball run there for Silas Turpin.
Areola and Cortez just hanging on and grabbing cloth. That is a touchdown-saving tackle right there at the end. But bowling ball is right, and riding the hot hand, the Stanwood Spartans just ramming the football down the Panthers' throats right now.
Turpin's so big, so athletic. It's so hard to get the center of gravity where you're able to wrestle him down to the ground. Turpin will line up right behind Maldonado with Burke off to the left in the backfield. A fake handoff, end around to Bumgarner on the left side. Bumgarner into the corner for the touchdown. And 2 drives, 2 scores for the Stanwood Spartans.
5'9", 165, and he can scoot. They blocked up the edge just enough, just flash and go, and he shoots to the pylon and gets in the end zone untouched. That is a beautiful drive for the Spartans, and now do you go for 2 here to try and get that missed extra point back?
And it seems that they will at least consider it because they have most of their offensive weapons still out on the field. And it looks like they will, in fact, go for it.
I mean, I don't know what the little chart says. I left mine at home, but you have these situations, and I guess 12-0. Go for 2 here with 5:03 in the first.
Maldonado in a shotgun. Bumgarner in motion from the right side. Maldonado back to throw. He'll go to the right corner of the end zone and well overshot. Incomplete. It will be a 12-0 lead for the Stanwood Spartans with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. We'll take a quick timeout. Success early on for the Stanwood Spartans. You are listening to STSPN's coverage of WESCO High School football presented by Les Schwab. Don't go anywhere. Back here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, where Stanwood has leapt out to a 12-0 lead against the Snohomish Panthers. 2 quick and successful drives from inside the 50-yard line for Stanwood, running the ball right up the throats of the Snohomish Panthers. So far, so good running the wing T. It will be Nate Westerfield on to kick it away. Westerfield gets some good leg behind it, fielded over on the near sideline at the 11-yard line. Faking one way, now finding a seam on the left sideline, out to the 35 before running out of bounds is Carson Meckler.
That was a heck of a block there as well to really spring the end of that. I think that was Chase Clark, special teamer there, just kind of gave a little pop and opened up that seam. Want to thank our sponsors here, presenting sponsors since 2021, Les Schwab Tires, inviting you to get more from Les. We're also brought to you by Adrenaline Fundraising, Bickford Ford, Grit Handcrafted Wood, Home Comfort Alliance, McDaniel's Do It Best Hardware, Monster Energy Drink, the U.S. Military, and the Washington Officials Association, and our new media partner, Seattle Sports.
And so now under center after It was David Hammer with the first snap of the game. It is Evan Ruiz fielding the snap in the shotgun. He'll hand it off up the middle, a gain of about 1 yard, but at the very least it is one successful play from scrimmage for the Snohomish Panthers. Handoff to Brody Strant. Their first play from scrimmage offensively, Amp, was a flea flicker that ended in disaster, an interception fielded by Luke Brennan, the senior for the Stanwood Spartans. And now they have gone away from Hammer, and it is Ruiz under center.
Got an injury on the play, by the way. But, yes, you were able to get a yard. You were able to take care of the ball that time and no turnover. But something you do have to account for is Trey Van Putten. He is a nose guard, or excuse me, he's an interior defensive lineman, so I guess a nose guard. 6'2", 300 pounds, and a senior. He blew that play up early. Clock stopped 4:26. It's 12-0. Spartans with the advantage as the trainers come out.
They're looking at Joseph Chapman, number 64, on the offensive line for the Snohomish Panthers. As Chapman, a 6'1", 225-pound senior on that offensive line and having some difficulty with his lower body at present. He's a right tackle for Snohomish, and at the high school level, Amp, because so much of the offense is run heavy, the offensive line becomes so incredibly important. I was at a game last week. It was the Lake Stevens-Bellevue game, which was a marquee matchup that featured two of the best offensive linemen in WESCO on the part of Bellevue, where they have, two D1 commits going to Oregon and USC. When you're playing against a team like that, obviously, it's a little difficult to try to get to the backfield.
Yeah.
But it illustrates at this level that if you have even one guy like that, your offense is completely rejuvenated.
Yeah, the offensive line, the big guys up front, they get no love, they get no ink. It's really, really difficult to get folks who are not scouts, who are not other players, to see just how important these dudes are. There's a reason why Peyton Manning always took his offensive line out for steak before games.
That's right.
Because if they can't do their job, then you can't do yours in the backfield.
That's exactly right. It is what, as a New York Giants fan, I've been bemoaning for 10 years at this point.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It's not your quarterback's fault that he can't throw if he can't stay upright.
Hey, I mean, it's one of many different symptoms of New York Giants football. But
I'm a Titans fan, so I have the opposite problem. We have generally a really good offensive line. We haven't had a quarterback since the guy wearing number 9 ran around back there.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, Will Levis got beat by the guy he beat in training camp because he got traded as a number 3 quarterback and became the starter for the Green Bay Packers. And, that worked out pretty well for not the Titans.
That's not good.
Even if you do have a good offensive line.
Ball on the 39-yard line. Snohomish. Ruiz takes the snap, scrambles over to his right, looking to air it out to the right sideline. Short throw, but complete just past midfield.
Yeah, this one's coming back, though. A couple of penalties in the backfield, and then a third one comes out. I think the first one, maybe both, are holds. I don't know what the last one was here, but, hey, everybody else is throwing the hankies, so why not?
Evan Ruiz had completed it to Jaden Carter on the right side.
Yep, that's a hold. And I believe that's what everybody saw. So This one will go back 10 yards from the spot. So
Ruiz under center, taking over from David Hammer. As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Hammer a senior, Ruiz a junior, standing at 6 foot, 165 pounds, and looking to air it out. He did complete his first attempted throw, albeit one that will not be recorded in the stat sheets.
It was a lateral.
4:13 remaining in the first quarter. 12-0 Spartans.
Yeah, you gotta establish something here. I'm thinking you got to keep this on the ground and just knock those big bowling balls out of the way, but I'm wrong.
Well, he'll air it out. He'll scramble to his right. Pressure coming. Complete on the right side, and a gain of a few as charging forward to the 36-yard line. A good completion to Mason Surdy on the right wing.
Chase Swanson, and I believe that may have been Silas Turpin, perhaps, just laying the licks. That is a heavy price to pay for a gain of about 3 or 4.
Now, you mentioned Trey Van Putten a couple of moments ago as a 300-pounder in the lineman. He was barreling towards Ruiz, and we have some more discussion ongoing between the folks in stripes.
Yeah, there may have been another penalty on that play, and I didn't see it. That was one I missed. I will be fully transparent. And now this one's going against the Stanwood Spartans. So I don't know what's going on. We're walking it off. Oh, it was roughing the passer.
Interesting. So that we talked about the pressure from Van Putten, I guess a little bit too much.
Perhaps a little too aggressive here as we're under 4 minutes to play in the first in a 12-0 Stanwood game, but now knocking on the door of midfield. 1st and 10 from the -49 for the Panthers.
Snohomish trying to march into enemy territory for the first time tonight. Ruiz directly under center. One man in the backfield. They'll flip it over to him. It is Brody Strant trying to get back to the line, and he is blown up after a loss of 2.
Elijah Fleck, they strung that out. This is one of those things you've got to find a strength if you're Snohomish and just put a hat on a hat, find an opportunity. This is not working. This is a Stanwood front 7 or perhaps even front 8 that is just too big and too fast and too mobile. They tried to string that one out, and it took way too long to get a loss of 2.
Back at the line as it is Ruiz in the shotgun. 2 men in the backfield in Carter and Strant. A bobbled snap, airing it out, getting a piece of it in the secondary, incomplete. Good athleticism shown there by Avery Patterson-Rowe.
3 minutes to go, 3rd down and a short 13. And again, you're trying to run out wide. You're trying to run tosses and sweeps. You're trying to throw the ball, and nothing is developing. I'm going to sound like an old-timer here, but just stick it in the fullback's belly. Block some dudes. Just create a crease. You got to dictate tempo. You're not going to get it all back on one play. They're probably going to pass here, but I want a running game.
3rd and 12 as they'll have a play action. Ruiz, long drop back, scrambling over to his right, trying to find an opening. Pressure coming, and he's brought down back at the line of scrimmage.
Now that's a tough spot that you're putting the quarterback in there because I know we're in a bit of a quarterback battle. Evan Ruiz, the junior, he's seen the field some, but another penalty flag flies here. But he's sprinting. He's got to make a decision. Am I going to run? Am I going to throw it away? And instead he was tackled for maybe a gain of 1 and more laundry.
And it will be a hold going against Snohomish as Ruiz was scrambling over to his right. The flag was thrown in the backfield.
And they're going to decline it. The flag was thrown. The hold happened because he's just trying to keep this play alive. Mm-hmm. You can only keep these 300-pound dudes from taking your quarterback's head off for so long before you need some help.
And so the Snohomish Panthers will punt it away. Snohomish's punter is number 19, Ty Tautolo.
Special teams, so important. You've got to flip field position here.
Stanwood back to retrieve. It is Bumgardner at his own 15. Clean field to the right sideline.
Reservations for 6.
And Bumgardner, I mean, they've looked for him a couple of times at this point. That is the luxury of when you run a wing tee well, is that you have options. You can run it, you can hand it off to Turpin up the middle. You can get the touches over to Burke, or you can air it out to Bumgardner, who has shown to be reliable in the early going. 2nd and 10 here. Maldonado handing it off up the middle, and it'll be Turpin carrying forward. Gain of 6 on the play, and he'll get to the 45.
Good surge, good penetration, gets his head down, keeps the legs churning. Everything money right now for the Stanwood Spartans. But you hit the nail on the head there again with the wing tee. The term I've heard is hide the eggs, because this does not look like an 0-3 team right now. This looks like a playoff caliber team, not because of who they're facing, but they're executing. They're doing their jobs, and their misdirection plays are working.
3rd and 4 here for the Stanwood Spartans. Maldonado directly under center. Looking over to his left, he'll try to throw. No, he'll scramble himself, and he'll be tackled back at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, maybe a loss of a foot, maybe a gain of a foot, but that was a good job of reading the keys, knowing your assignments, just playing basic assignment football. Gold star for the Snohomish Panthers here as we bring up 4th down, and again, probably going to go for it on 4th down from midfield.
Clock ticking at 1:20 left in the first quarter, and you are right. It is an aggressive territory that you're in, but why not go for it if you're Stanwood at this point? Your defense has shown a proclivity to stopping the ball, particularly in the air. Your line's been working.
Sean Porter comes in as another back.
And keep the defense out on the field as long as possible. Handing off to the right side, Maldonado. They get the first, and a good carry, still on his feet. Breaking another tackle, stiff arm, getting to the 20-yard line, wrestled down to the 17.
Just a punishing run, the taser of a stiff arm, and just finishing off the play. 1st and 10 with 48 seconds left in an all-Stanwood first quarter.
Eben Bland Jr., the 190-pound running back, a sophomore, picking up big yards in his first touch of the contest.
He's a bruiser.
And boy, having him and Turpin in the backfield at the same time.
You got options.
30 seconds and counting remaining in the first quarter.
Last play potentially here of the first quarter.
15 remaining on the play clock as Maldonado under center. He's got it on the enemy 18. Inside the red zone, man in motion over to the left side. Maldonado back to throw. Quick pass, complete, but wrestled down after a loss of about 5.
Oof, that was a lick. Good work there. I think that was 21, which would be Ulrich, the strong safety. 21 or 22, could have been Areola, but either way, just locked down on his man and a good clean stop.
I believe you are right that is Bridger Ulrich, the first team All-WESCO defensive back, and that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. We will take a quick timeout here as Casey Bryant alongside Amp Harrell. So far, all Spartans here at Snohomish Veterans Memorial Stadium. We'll be back in just a moment on the STSPN YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
Casey Bryant, Amp Harrell back at Snohomish High School's Veterans Memorial Stadium. End of the first quarter, Stanwood Spartans back and driving, Amp.
Back and driving again here, and we're brought to you by Les Schwab Tires. Get more from Les. We're getting more right now from this Stanwood squad, smelling the end zone once again from the 22, 2nd and 13, moving the ball at will. A lot of running plays and some opportunities haven't been connected, but some opportunities for this Stanwood passing attack too.
And I tell you, that quarter break is a valuable timeout served for Snohomish, because of the first 12 minutes of the game, how many of them were spent on defense if you're the Panthers?
I mean, first 12, I would say at least 9.
Yeah, it's been a tired unit that's out there, and you can start to see more broken tackles, more openings downfield. This is where you're going to test the mettle and the conditioning as we have a timeout being called. Stanwood will burn a timeout right after the quarter, which I don't think I've seen too often, and we'll throw it to break right after that. So you are watching STSPN's coverage of WESCO High School football. Don't go anywhere. Back at Snohomish High School Veterans Memorial Stadium, Casey Bryant alongside Amp Harrell. It's 12-0 Spartans, and they're hunting for more as we are at 2nd and 14. Ball on the 22-yard line to start the second quarter. A timeout by Stanwood right after the quarter, and now we have some more miscommunication as there's a substitution. Late getting to the line is Trayvan Putton.
Yeah, what's weird is he was out there before the timeout. He was the center. And so I don't know if he needed a little extra time for water or what, but big fella's in place, and let's play football.
And so finally ready to get the first snap off, and a flag will throw for a false start.
That was a false start. I think that was the right side of the line.
That is Carter Sundberg, the right tackle.
That was more stuttering than me the first time I was on radio. My goodness.
And an inauspicious start to the second quarter after what was a pretty seamless first. Good execution from the Spartans through the first 12 minutes, and right now they haven't been able to get one snap off cleanly, and they've already burned a timeout and taken a penalty. Snap off to Maldonado in the shotgun. He'll look to throw, and he is absolutely wrecked in the backfield. What a sack for Seth Aboud.
My goodness. Seth Aboud was shot out of a cannon, and Maldonado, that was a lick.
Aboud, a linebacker, racing up the middle, 6 foot, 210 pounds, a senior, and wow, was that a heavy hit. That was one that you could hear.
That was one you could feel. And by the way, the center has been subbed back out. The late arriving Trayvan Putton is now back on the sidelines. Quinn Ferguson back out there, I think, over the football.
And 3rd and long now set up here for the Spartans. 3rd and 24. Back to Maldonado. He'll have to scramble once more to his left to get away from pressure. He'll charge forward himself. And he won't be anywhere close, but a flag will be thrown. There was pressure in the backfield from Dean Ward, who came through. And now we get some more extracurriculars over by the sideline. And Snohomish looks aggrieved.
Yeah, I think they may have a case here. We don't have an angle looking back into the Snohomish sideline, but he sprints. Oh, we do have an angle.
There we go. He lost the football on a heavy hit there, again by Aboud over by the sideline.
I apologize for besmirching my own camera crew.
Hey.
They call the personal foul the late hit out of bounds or unnecessary roughness, whichever one the call was, on the slam out of bounds. From that angle, I have less to complain about.
He's a step out of bounds before Aboud lays the boom on him, and so unfortunately for Stanwood, after they had come up with a stop on 3rd and 24. Yes. I mean, after they had come up with the stop on 3rd and 24, you have given more life.
Yeah, 3rd and 8. 4th and 8.
4th and 8. So it has moved them forward where they're an opportunity to not only gain a first down, but potentially even find pay dirt here inside the red zone. And we'll have a whistle blow, and believe we'll have another timeout being called, and a second timeout being called here by Stanwood as they're trying to get their offense set up, which will send us to another break. 11:03 remaining in the second quarter. A stutter step start to the second. We'll be back in a moment on STSPN.
SWCC is an acronym, and it stands for Special Warfare Combatant Craft Crewman.
You know, you can stand across from the guy and say, you know what, he's got your back, and you know that's the guy you're counting on. If something goes wrong, he's going to be there.
In the end, we're fighting for each other.
Here on the team, you know, about 22 of us on the boat. You know them personally, so you know exactly whose life you have in your hands.
Everyone's come together, and everyone's sole mission is to do their job individually as best they can to benefit everyone else in the boat.
I got a brotherhood, and it's a real brotherhood, and it's a loyal and honest brotherhood, and that's what matters.
4th and 8 for the Stanwood Spartans. 11:03 remaining in the second quarter. Casey Bryant alongside Amp Harrell. Spartans up 12-0 on the Snohomish Panthers, hunting for more. It's a do-or-die play from inside the red zone. 2 men in the backfield here from Maldonado. He'll scramble over to his left, looking to throw. He's airing it out to the end zone, and it is just incomplete, barely overthrown, intended for Preston Turner in the end zone. A turnover on downs.
Yeah, not the execution that you were expecting if you were a Stanwood fan, but I like the boldness to go to the back of the end zone. They had a good shot at it. I also like the personnel. I think that's what they call a far left look. They went with the power to the right side of the formation with the tight end, went with an extra back to the left, then faked off of it, and then just went with a drag route in the back of the end zone. Couldn't connect, but still building blocks.
And so from their own 16-yard line, the Snohomish Panthers will take over. As once more, Evan Ruiz taking a shot. Ruiz directly under center, 2 men in the backfield in the pro formation. Handing it off directly up the middle. Not much of a gain, probably 2 yards.
Yeah, just hard yards, hard running. Skylar McLean clogging up the middle. 6'3", but only 250. That would be nimble, I would say, up front.
Now, this has been the difference here in that when Stanwood has tried to run it up the gut and throw these like little, just run into the pile plays, they're able to pick up 6, 7, 8 yards and keep the ball moving forward. Snohomish to this point has tried running it up the middle. They haven't really gained much more than 2 at a time.
But they got to stick with it. You got to keep pounding those guys up front.
Ruiz, a quick catch and release, but well overthrown, and so 3rd down quickly forthcoming.
Intended for Bridger Foley, first time I've called his name. Tight end sneaking out in the pattern. I think that was an out and up.
And you could see him trying to reach out, and they had a soft area in the field out there in the secondary.
Yeah, Snohomish is trying to see the field here. They're trying to see what this Stanwood squad is going to give them. With that stop there on 4th down, it's still a 2-score game. No need to panic if you're a fan of the black-clad Black Cats.
3rd and 9 from their own 16-yard line. In the shotgun, Ruiz has to escape the pocket, airing it out over the middle of the field and in and out of the hands of Mason Surdy. Would have been first and potentially more.
Yeah, that's tough. That hit him in the hands, and I don't know if he was trying to run before he secured it or what, but that was the best-looking pass I think we've seen all day.
And that is a difficult pill to swallow here if you're Snohomish, because you're trying to get some sense of cohesion going with your offense, and right now you have to bring on the punting unit for the 2nd time.
Want to remind folks, more Les Schwab Tires STSPN High School sports action tomorrow right here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Post Falls out of Idaho taking on Glacier Peak tomorrow at 4 o'clock, and that's a battle of unbeaten teams.
Oh-ho.
4-0 traveling to GP's 3-0.
Punt is away from Tautolo. It's got good leg. It'll be fielded by Bumgardner at his own 40. Escaping 1 tackle 2. Flags are thrown as Bumgardner works his way inside midfield to the 48-yard line, and we'll see where the penalties will fall.
Yeah, I think I was shielded by a post on that, but I know somebody grabbed cloth or grabbed an arm. So let's see if the replay will help me out here.
And yes, indeed.
Oh, no, it was a block in the back. That was a block in the back. Okay. My bad. I was looking for the wrong dude. So block in the back will give an extra few yards here.
And so Stanwood pushed back. And so far, Stanwood has been able to not only keep the clock moving, keep the defense out on the field, they've been able to chew up big yards with seemingly every play. They got to inside the red zone in their last drive, stalled on 4th down, hunting for the end zone.
By the way,
right now, after just 1 minute, they are back onto the field.
By the way, I want to point something out here. Even when I got that one wrong, I got it right because it was a block in the back and a hold.
That is true.
I'm kind of proud of myself, just like I'm proud of this offense for being able to take care of business. Now, as you said, the defense rewards them with the football after just 1 minute and 1 yard, basically.
You know when you get the right answer in math class, but you used the wrong formula to get there? That's basically what it was.
That sounds like my life right now.
Ball on the 30-yard line for the Stanwood Spartans, taking over once more.
Big fella, that would be Trey Van Putten over the football again.
Maldonado directly under center. He's got Turpin lined up directly behind him. Bumgarner in motion. Handoff to Turpin up the middle. He's got a clean hole and an easy first down for Stanwood.
I want to watch this on the replay because I'm pretty sure that Van Putten got a talking to after allowing his quarterback to be decleated. And he got the first dude out of the way and then went hunting in the secondary. Yeah, that's a motivated big boy.
You got to keep on working. You can't take any plays off. That's something that will drive any coach crazy. Doesn't matter what position you are. You always got to be working and battling and sticking to your assignment. It's always the details at the high school level. That's what you're trying to impart on them. New set of downs. Ball on their own 42-yard line. End around run for Burke up the right side, breaking 1 tackle and brought down after a gain of 5.
Ethan Burke kind of high-stepped out of that shoestring, slowed his momentum, but this is just a clean offense once again with a sophomore at the helm.
You know, it's funny with Turpin and Bland as kind of the beefier backs and then Burke as your third kind of rushing option. It reminds me of the Earth, Wind, and Fire attack, you know, of like Brandon Jacobs, Ahmad Bradshaw, and Derek Ward, where like you have a different back for each purpose.
You got Thunder and Lightning, perhaps, with a Pac-12 type of slant with USC back in the day.
Yeah. It's good versatility being shown to where like different backs for different things. 8:40 to go here in the second quarter. Clock is ticking. 2nd and 7 coming up for the Stanwood Spartans. A run up the middle, and Turpin still on his feet, bullying his way. Look at this, carrying the pile towards the first down marker.
There were like 6 dudes just trying to grab a hold of big number 4-1. Beep, beep coming through. I want to thank our newest media partner here. You can see it in the upper left corner of your screen, Seattle Sports. And if you know some folks who have the Seattle Sports app, they can enjoy the stream right in there. You can take it with you wherever you go. We're everywhere.
As well as coverage of the Mariners and Seahawks, both of whom coming to critical junctions in their season.
Absolutely. Monday Night Football coming up for the Hawks.
That's right.
1st and 10 again.
Inside the 50-yard line. Handoff up the middle. Over comes Bumgarner over the left side. He's got some space and a nice gain, but flags are thrown in the backfield.
The trickeration again. We'll see what the flags are. They're probably holds, but with that fake of the dive and then giving coming around the side, room to run, and the hold is most likely why.
Tackle on the play made by Taylor Areola, but yes, indeed, a hold on the part of the Stanwood Spartans brings them back, and you're starting to see more flags fly in the second quarter. That has slowed the game down significantly and has seemed to interrupt the momentum that the Spartans had built up in the first quarter.
It has, and it really interrupted at the start of the second quarter. Stanwood has taken control back. They've got to get out of their own way, but it hasn't come back to bite them in the butt. Only a minute gone by and 1 yard of real estate surrendered by this Stanwood defense.
Ball on their own 45-yard line. It will be 1st and 18 for the Panthers. Maldonado lining up directly under center. He's got 2 men in the backfield. Maldonado fields the snap, hands over to Burke on the right side. Good hole. Burke out to midfield. A nice little gain for Stanwood.
And an open field tackle there as well by the Snohomish defender. I believe that was Ty Tautolo. Just runs him down and drops him near the original line of scrimmage.
And Tautolo has been all over the field, be it kicking the ball away or on the defensive line and making things happen on every side of the ball, such as the beauty of high school sports. You get to be a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, and if you can play, coaches will find a spot for you, absolutely. Or find 5 of them for you.
2nd and 13 coming for Stanwood. 7 minutes and counting remaining in the second quarter. 12-0 Spartans. Bumgardner in motion on the left side. Maldonado will throw it. Pressure in the backfield. He'll air it out and throw it away.
So, see, I got to give, first of all, the Panthers great props on anticipating and bringing that all-out blitz. But this is one of those times, you and I were talking before going on the air, if the broadcaster knows what's coming, the other team probably knows what's coming. I saw that jet motion as Baumgartner went down the line and out in the pattern. I went, oh, this is a pass to Baumgartner. And we didn't get to see that because the defense knew it and blew it up before he could even get into his, hit the back foot. Great job by studying tape and knowing your assignments.
And Odin Schwebenbauer as the as the pressure in the backfield. 6:52 to go in the second quarter. 3rd and long for the Stanwood Spartans. 2 in the backfield. Bumgardner on the outside. They'll hand it to Burke. Burke breaks a tackle, marching towards the first down marker. He'll be short by about 2.5 yards. And we'll see what the Spartans elect to do here on 4th.
They're going to go for it.
They've been aggressive.
Well, they've been aggressive, but they've been aggressive really between the 35s.
Mm-hmm.
You're in that spot where if you've got a good punter, he's going to send it into the end zone, and you're just going to trade about 20, 30 yards of field position.
Now, it does look like they have the kicking unit on.
Okay.
So a surprising move given the field position, because they went for it at this exact spot, really, in the first quarter, and they went for it again from inside the red zone. At the rate that you've been able to get the offense off the field, I am a tad surprised, but they will kick it away. It is a low bouncing kick towards the goal line. Can they get there first and keep it out? They do.
I think they do. Wow.
What an excellent punt there by Graham Larson, getting it to the goal line. A line drive that they catch up to.
Graham Larson, I believe, a multi-sport athlete, too. And just outstanding, just shy of that chalk.
It is Ryan Dinger that was able to catch up to it.
And I'm going to give you a preview. Pin those ears back and just hold on. Because with the penetration that Stanwood front seven has had, they're going to bring everybody and their mamas.
And you can already see lined up on that defensive line, chomping at the bit, Trey Van Putten.
He's a hungry fella. So is Elijah Fleck up front. Oliver Treadway, Skylar McLean were the starters.
Tristan Mangold also lined up. You've got a stacked goal line here as it is David Hammer under center here for the Snohomish Panthers. Another change at QB, a handoff up the middle, trying to buy themselves a little bit of breathing room, and they'll push it to the 5.
Yep, they got a few. That was exactly what you're supposed to do in that situation. Don't get crazy. Don't get cute. You have about 3 seconds. You do not have enough time to air that sucker out.
And so Hammer is taking over for Ruiz after about 3 different unsuccessful offensive sequences for the Panthers. So they're trying to make some things happen. Going to the whip. It is still only a 2-possession game. It is 12-0, 5.5 to go in the second quarter. 2nd and 8 from their own 5-yard line.
Strant in the backfield.
Hammer fields the snap cleanly. Quick release over to his right. It's complete to Surdy, who leaps over one tackler and is brought down at the 12. And this will bring them close to the first down marker, if not past it.
Yeah, I think that's the first down. And that was a trust play. That was a couple of seniors making the connection. That was Hammer finding Surdy. Those two have played football together probably since Pop Warner days.
And it's that kind of quick play that can just establish an offense. They need right now to get those little plays working to where they can just keep chewing up yardage and start to build some momentum. Hammer directly under center, motion over to the left side of the backfield. Hammer will hand it off directly up the middle, and it is Jaden Carter who is brought down after a short gain.
Yeah, see, this surprises me a little bit. I thought after that quick strike play, maybe they would try and pick on the corner on the right side. I was seeing a little something develop, but they're going to basics. They're keeping it on the ground, trying to manage clock as we drop under 5 minutes to play, now at 4.5, and just keep it playable.
I'm sure you're dying to give your defense a spell after all the time they've spent out on the field. Hammer will be in the shotgun, and Brody Strant lined up directly next to him. Hammer will look to throw in the pocket, has to evade some pressure. It's coming. He throws it over to left side, almost picked off on the sideline. As in the territory was Chance Swanson.
Yeah, Chance Swanson got those oven mitts up, and he's mad at himself for not just plucking that one out of the air. Some questionable decisions here in the early going.
Now Hammer's trying to get it to the sideline, but he couldn't quite get enough muscle behind it as he's throwing across his body. It was great pressure by Skylar McLean to get to him in the pocket.
Yeah, this defense by the Spartans, they're earning that pregame meal. Earning that spaghetti dinner, that is for sure. They are causing some pain back there.
3rd and 9 upcoming for the Snohomish Panthers. 4:08 remaining in the half. Snohomish needing a big gain to keep their drive going. Hammer in the shotgun. He's got an option to his right and Surdy. Complete. It'll be short of the first down marker, but it at least sets up a small gain to where they could potentially go for it if they so choose, but hold their horses. Late flags coming.
Multiple late flags. By the way, that was the old safety blanket again. Ben Surdy. Going to call him Linus out here. just finding the safety. Penalties being deciphered, but I do want to take this opportunity to say maybe, just maybe, that defensive front, they're fighting for a shirt. They're fighting for a player of the game shirt sponsored by David Wright and Adrenaline Fundraising.
And, STSPN does a great job of acknowledging not only the headline grabbers, the quarterbacks, the running backs, but also the linemen of the game as well. It's something that I really admire about STSPN is that they show some love to the big fellas who do the unsung work.
The headline grabbers, but also the the quarterback grabbers.
That's true. In this case, yeah, very true.
We like the big uglies. Plenty of respect from one to another, I suppose. We want to give a shout out to Scott Oshman. Say our thoughts are with him. That's really all we have to say there is our thoughts are with you, buddy.
An extended conversation with the folks in stripes as once more they've got the pens and papers out. As
that means another personal foul penalty. Because they have to keep track of who got those because I think it's if you get 2, you're ejected, which I think also disqualifies you for another game. So it's very important to keep track of those. But this is a game where tempers are flaring. This is a league game. This is a conference game. And someone's going to not only win their first game of the season, but also win their first conference game and try and forge a path to the playoffs. Snohomish has a proud tradition of getting to the postseason. And Stanwood, after a miss last year, they've kind of done the worst to first kind of thing.
Snohomish competed in the district tournament every year between 2015 and 2022, including a advancement to the state championships in 2018. And last year, a rebuilding year for both squads in that Snohomish was 2-8 last year, 2-5 in WESCO 3A's South Division. Meanwhile, Stanwood, same kind of deal, 4-6 overall, 2-5 in league play. These are two teams that are trying to get back onto the right track.
Yeah, Stanwood, by the way, bottom half of the conference last season, but 20 players total from offense and defense returning. Their first state playoff berth since '96 came in 21. Another in 2022 returning to state, and just trying to right the ship. This is a program that's got a lot of pieces. When you return 20 starters, you've got some things to build on.
And you've got 22 seniors for the Snohomish Panthers, 20 for the Stanwood Spartans. There's a good foundation of leadership there. And, it is worth mentioning that the Stanwood Spartans right now are in dire need of leadership, particularly in the locker room and from the coaching standpoint, given Mark Flickinger taking over as of Monday morning for the Stanwood Spartans, as most recently as 3 hours before kickoff, the Everett Herald reporting that the investigation into their altercation in last week's game against Oak Harbor has officially been closed. And while they would not disclose whether or not there were any epithets and hate speech thrown, they do close out the investigation and basically say we're moving on and we have dealt with it appropriately. And the school district declines that Jeff Skoma's resignation has anything to do with that incident, and It's now for the Spartans trying to transition into a new era.
So we may have an explanation of what happened there. If I can read my sign language adequately, I believe there was a personal foul penalty against a member of the Snohomish Panthers. That would have been his second. He was ejected, or I'm assuming it was his second. He was tossed. And then there was a taunting penalty against the Stanwood Spartans that was declined. And so here on this first down,
it's a new set of downs for David Hammer and company for the Snohomish Panthers. They run it up the middle. They gain a yard.
Yeah, I don't quite understand how we wound up going from personal foul and a taunt to a fresh set of downs, but that's the one part I'm missing.
Was one of the personal fouls perhaps against Stanwood then? Because it's curious.
Well, the official pointed the Panthers' way. That could have been a mistake.
Yeah,
that could have been a mistake. It could have been a Spartan that was tossed.
Hammer in the shotgun. He's going to go way deep down the left sideline, and there was heavy pushing and shoving in the secondary. Incomplete. Hunting for the intended target, Apollo Mason downfield.
Yeah, and that one was nearly picked off. Watch the replay here. Beaten and banging, and it's in and out of the mitts, rolling to the ground by the defender Luke Brennan. He almost had his second one of the game.
And I tell you, that's another throw where Hammer's throwing it off his back foot. It's ill-advised to just throw it straight up in the air like that. He's had some difficulty throwing on his off foot tonight.
And he's throwing from the right hash to the left sidelines. Long throw. Brings up 3rd and 9.
Hammer directly under center. He'll hand it off. Big ol' hole he'll keep it himself. And Hammer running over to his right to the sideline, airing it out. Well overthrown. Again, looking for Mason on the right sideline. Incomplete.
And so that will bring up 4th down and a punt, most likely. But
they had sold the run well, and you could see Mason signaling for it, but it's well over his head.
And that was why there was so much room, because it was a fake. The ones who went for it were us. So 4th down, punting time, and now you've got to use your special teams weapons again to flip this field.
Stanwood will get the ball back with 2:45 left in the second quarter. They only have one timeout. They burned 2 of them within the first 2 minutes of the second quarter. And so that comes into play now, or if you're trying to make things happen quickly. And
timeout by Snohomish.
Another timeout will stop things, and we'll take a quick timeout ourselves. You are listening to Snohomish and Stanwood, 12-0 your score. Back in a moment.
In 1934, Bickford Ford opened their doors in Snohomish, Washington, and they've been an active part of the community ever since. So when you're looking for a new Ford truck, SUV, or hybrid, or if you want to take advantage of your current car's value, start at the place you can trust, the one that's been around for 89 years and is Western Washington's #1 volume Ford dealership. Family-owned Bickford Ford on Bickford Avenue in Snohomish or online at bickford.net.
Back at Snohomish High School's Veterans Memorial Stadium, Casey Bryant alongside Amp Harrell. The Snohomish Panthers will be punting it away. Ty Tautolo faking it and running over to the left side. Tautolo's got open space. He's going to get the first down and more.
Oh, that is a Coach Joey Hammer especiale. That is why you call that timeout. The fake punt, and it was blocked up well. Unreal.
A sophomore, Ty Tautolo, taking the rush up the left side, sees in the open space, and I tell you, this Snohomish crowd has been wanting something to get them back into the game after not putting up any points to this point. That could be the play.
Well, Riverboat Gambler here tonight in Joey Hammer starts out first offensive play was a flea flicker, a throwback pass. That one didn't work out so well, but the fake punt does.
You got to reach into the bag of tricks when you're looking for that first win. We've said it a couple of times. You throw caution to the wind at that point, and so under center now is Ruiz as they've made another quarterback change and another throw that hits off the hands of the receiver and falls incomplete. Is it odd to you that you change quarterbacks mid-drive like this?
Well, I mean, it's a situational thing. I don't know if it's the leadership that they want from David Hammer, or if it's the arm, or what it is. But we've seen it even with your New York Giants. There have been times where they've had a quarterback for one situation, and it's third down. Let's put the other guy in. That was a shovel pass, by the way. I don't know if that was called or not.
Low snap for Ruiz. He'll throw it high. He completes it for Surdy. He takes a hard hit, but he gets the first down. Into enemy territory are the Panthers.
I believe Ben Surdy has been an adrenaline fundraising player of the game in the past for the Snohomish Panthers. Just good hands, goes up and gets it, takes a shot to the ribs and a shot to the shoulders.
It was Cruz Swanson that threw that extra hit as he was being wrestled down to the turf.
And look at that, another first down for the Snohomish Panther offense.
And now they are moving and grooving as they have finally worked their way into enemy territory. Now can they potentially push it to the red zone? 2 minutes remaining in the second quarter. 12-0 Stanwood Spartans. In the shotgun is Ruiz. Gets the snap, runs to his right, looking for a man downfield. In and out of the hands and almost picked off.
Oh. And Johnny on the spot, our camera guy right there with the perfect angle. I thought that was intercepted. It was not. But again, just a difficult catch.
Now it doesn't matter who's under center, but JT Sellington is not. It comes up with the incompletion there. He was the target on the right side. Whether it's Ruiz or Hammer throwing, got to get some assistance here. There have been a couple of easy drops, I think, on the part of Snohomish.
Yeah, if it hits you in the hand, you got to pull that thing in. Snohomish now on a 2nd and 10 after the incompletion.
Ruiz in a pistol setup. Will hand it off directly up the middle, back to the line of scrimmage, and nothing more.
You know, I think there was a miscommunication on that one. I think either the quarterback didn't handle that exchange correctly, or the running back went to the wrong side, because he starts left, spins around, and goes to his right, and kind of Statue of Liberty plays that one, and it gives the defensive line time to rip a hole.
Took too long to develop. You said it. 1:25 and counting. Down towards the end of the first half. Snohomish trying to find the scoreboard. Low snap, Ruiz Fields runs to his left. He's going to push it towards the line of scrimmage. He completes it over the heart of the field for Jaden Carter. And boy, he came very close to that line of scrimmage before releasing that ball.
Yeah, you're not kidding, Cowboy. I thought for a second that he was over the line.
And it comes very close.
Well, I think he had his toe dragging behind the line, and that may be what calls it, or it could just be the fact that it's high school ball. No replays.
Jaden Carter gets the reception, and so now inside the 30 for the first time today are the Panthers. Shotgun snap for Ruiz, and he'll look to throw again. Quick throw to the right side. Surdy wasn't expecting it. Low throw, incomplete.
Well, I got to give credit to this Snohomish defense, because we were all about the Stanwood offense and how they surged ahead. They ran the ball at will. They built a 2-score lead, and they really haven't been seen since about halfway through the first quarter.
2nd and 10 with under a minute to play in the first half.
That's important now because Stanwood's only down 12, and they're driving the football. Or excuse me, Snohomish is down 12.
Directly under center is Ruiz. He's got 2 men lined up to his right for receivers. Long drop back. Look to go deep. He'll take it himself. Ruiz inside the 20, down to about the 12-yard line before he's run out of bounds.
He chose to run out of bounds right there. He could have fought for an extra 10 yards or so, but you're putting yourself and the ball in danger. He did the heady, responsible, veteran quarterback thing, got what he could, and got out of bounds.
And you stop the clock with 47 seconds left. Look at the speed here for Ruiz. Takes the long drop back, nothing open downfield, and he goes charging forward. And good legs for him, too.
Yeah, good wheels.
Ruiz directly under center. He'll keep it himself. Bootlegs to his right. Pressure's coming. Evades the tackle. Over to his right at the sideline. He'll stop, jumping, throw into traffic. Touchdown, Panthers. What a completion. Mason Surdy.
Surdy with the grab. Unbelievable communication. The jump pass. And how about the quarterback? A little okey-doke, a little wiggle of the hips. Is he going to eat it? No, he's just buying time.
Evan Ruiz took over that drive back in his own territory. replacing the senior hammer. He completes it with the touchdown. Did it with his legs, did it with his arms. And the Snohomish Panthers are on the board. It's 12-6. Trying to make it 12-7. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is up. And kick is good. It was deflected on its way up, but it got there.
Got the job done, and now it's a 5-point lead.
And it is a tight one here. We'll take a quick timeout before our final possession of the first half. 12-7, we've got a football game. You're listening to STSPN coverage of high school football presented by Les Schwab Tire.
Hey there, laddie. Do you have a fallen tree or a forgotten log? Do you have some old wood planks that'll have a story I'd like to tell? Great. They'll mill it, prepare it, and finish the wood for your unique project. Let them take your storied old wood and turn it into a world-class piece of art. Grit, handcrafted, is something that will be treasured for a lifetime.
Back at Snohomish High School Veterans Memorial Stadium, a touchdown pass complete to Mason Surdy through the hands of Evan Ruiz, and Snohomish Panthers finally getting some mojo going offensively.
Their defense has bowed up and gotten the stops. The offense has gotten the territory. The tempers have kind of cooled a bit, and now we have ourselves a football game.
And that's what this crowd has desperately wanted. It's senior night for Snohomish High School. They have looked for a reason to erupt, and they finally got one here in the late goings of the first half. It'll be a squib kick up the middle, fielded at their own 27-yard line, cutting over to the right, looking for a hole, and not much room to run for Cruz Swanson.
But Cruz Swanson did exactly what you're supposed to do. He took care of the football and did not turn that one over. It wasn't an onside kick, but it was a squib, and the last thing you want is to give this short field to Snohomish. 30 seconds left.
And so Stanwood has an opportunity to strike gold in the final half minute. Again, these are two zero-win teams to where I know the Spartans are leading, potentially heading into the first half, but you probably still want to go for broke here and try to provide some breathing room. Now that Snohomish has a little bit of momentum, we'll see how aggressive they are in the play calling. Man in motion and Bumgarner over to his left. Maldonado takes the snap. He'll hand it up the middle, and good hole, and fighting for the first down. A good carry there for Eben Bland.
Should have the first down, and that should stop the clock to move the chains as well. Only one timeout left for Sparty.
And it does bring them to about the 41-yard line, so still some pretty good field position. Long way to go, but you've got some options where if you want to shoot big.
Yeah, you could take a shot. I mean, with 21 seconds left and a timeout, I might play the sidelines, try some flies up the sideline, and see if you can make a connection for 10, 15, 20 yards.
10 seconds. They're going to let the clock tick. Stanwood takes the snap, and running over to the left is Bumgarner. Bumgarner gets to midfield, cuts over to his left. He was out of bounds at about 1 second left, they will say, out of time.
Yeah, I was going to say, in this situation, we're going to the locker room.
And so if you're Bumgarner there, you chuck the ball back across the field, and thought he might have had a half second left. That's one where if we had the luxury of zooming in on the camera by the millisecond, might throw something on, but
no,
wise call.
Yeah, we're done here. We're headed to the locker room. Both sides are going to need to hydrate, going to need to work on some things, and then we'll get back out here and play some more football.
It is 12-7, and the ball will be in the hands of the Snohomish Panthers to start the second half. And I think that's crucial, Amp, because Snohomish, at the end of the first half, got the touchdown. Now they've got something to ride in. You got to feel good in that locker room there. There's probably some good energy.
Yeah, they have sucked all of the momentum away from the Stanwood Camino folks. It's back here. It's back on, in downtown Snohomish, we'll say, and let's see what we've got when we come back out of the locker room, because the Panthers are going to be fired up and on offense, as you said.
It's a packed house. It's a gorgeous night for football. We're going to take ourselves a little bit of a break. It is 12-7 Stanwood Spartans against the Panthers. A reminder that STSPN football is brought to you by SeattleSports.com. Proud partners, as
Oh.
Give a little wave.
We are live on the air and live and alive at the press box here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. You want me to handle this one?
Oh, please.
I'll take care of the paperwork here. Les Schwab Tires is our presenting sponsor since 2021. Get more from Les. We're also brought to you by Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app, the Washington Officials Association, the U.S. Military, Monster Energy Drink, McDaniel's Do It Best Hardware, Home Comfort Alliance, Grit Handcrafted Wood, Bickford Ford, and Adrenaline Fundraising. Oh, and I almost forgot. McDaniel's Do It Best Hardware has been an STSPN sponsor since 2010, since the very beginning. So thanks to 3 generations of the McDaniel clan over there doing the right thing in downtown Snohomish.
It's an exciting night of football ahead. When we come back, we'll have live coverage of the second half. You are watching STSPN, Stanwood versus Snohomish. Don't go anywhere.
Seattle Sports on 710 is your radio home for the Seattle Mariners.
Back, and over the wall for a home run.
Every home run, every strikeout, every Mariners win.
Swing and a miss and a slider, strike 3, and it's over.
And catch the game on your smartphone. Download the Seattle Sports app to stream the radio broadcast of every Mariners game.
Goodbye, baseball. A walk-off 2-run home run.
Seattle Sports is your home for the Mariners.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
still being chased. Now heads upfield. Goes around a man at the 40, down to the 35. Gets infield to the 30. Now he's down to the 20. You got to be kidding me. He's down to the 15. Almost down. He's to the 10-yard line.
Seattle Sports on 710 is your radio home for the Seattle Mariners.
Back, and over the wall for a home run!
Every home run, every strikeout, every Mariners win.
Swing and a miss and a slider, strike 3, and it's over.
And catch the game on your smartphone. Download the Seattle Sports app to stream the radio broadcast of every Mariners game.
Goodbye, baseball! A walk-off 2-run home run!
Seattle Sports is your home for the Mariners.
Right there, he peels out. Hammer tries to throw in the middle. Falls down. Does he catch it? Dillon catches it! Oh, no! It goes in. Does he get there? I think he's right in front of the line. Not quite in.
Got it. Takes the handoff. Now rolls to the right. Still rolling. Still being chased. Now heads upfield. Goes around a man at the 40. Down to the 35. Heads infield at the 30. Now he's down to the 20. You got to be kidding me. He's down to the 15. Almost down. He's to the 10-yard line.
In 1934, Bickford Ford opened their doors in Snohomish, Washington, and they've been an active part of the community ever since. So when you're looking for a new Ford truck, SUV, or hybrid, or if you want to take advantage of your current car's value, start at the place you can trust, the one that's been around for 89 years and is Western Washington's #1 volume Ford dealership. Family-owned Bickford Ford on Bickford Avenue in Snohomish or online at bickford.net.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
SWCC is an acronym, and it stands for Special Warfare Combatant Craft Crewman.
You know, you can stand across from the guy and say, you know what, he's got your back, and you know that's the guy you're counting on. If something goes wrong, he's going to be there.
In the end, we're fighting for each other.
Full practice, Witch Doctor, request immediate hot extra. Take it on.
Here on the team, about 22 of us on the boat. You know them personally, so you know exactly whose life you have in your hands.
Everyone's come together, and everyone's sole mission is to do their job individually as best they can to benefit everyone else in the boat.
I got a brotherhood, and it's a real brotherhood, and it's a loyal and honest brotherhood, and that's what matters.
there, laddie? Do you have a fallen tree or a forgotten log? Do you have some old wood planks that'll have a story I'd like to tell? Great. They'll mill it, prepare it, and finish the wood for your unique project. Let them take your storied old wood and turn it into a world-class piece of art. Grit, handcrafted, is something that will be treasured for a lifetime.
He finds a seam down the sideline. Skip past 10, 5, touchdown, second one of the night for Elvig.
Takes the handoff, now rolls to the right, still rolling, still being chased, now heads upfield, goes around it, man, at the 40, down to the 35, gets it field to the 30, now he's down to the 20, you gotta be kidding me, he's down to the 15, almost down to the 10-yard line.
Friday Night Football on STSPN, partnered with SeattleSports.com and presented by Les Schwab Tires. Getting ready for the start of the second half here at Snohomish High School's Veterans Memorial Stadium. The Panthers were able to get on the board just before the end of the first half, but it is a 12-7 Stanwood lead heading into the third quarter. Casey Bryant alongside Amp Harrell, and what is a busy night of high school football, Amp.
Absolutely. We've got a few scores trickling in. Quarter 3 from Everett. 35-0. Number 8 Lake Stevens over Mariner. Lake 1-2 on the season, but the 2 losses, one to Bellevue, pretty darn good school there, and another to a team from out of state that was also a state champion. So, pretty stiff competition. Lake Stevens will be just fine. Thank you.
Lake is one of those teams where as soon as they get, it's not a matter of where they are in the standings. It's just get into the playoffs and then you can play Lake Stevens football.
Fair enough. North Kitsap over North Mason, 21-7 at the half. I don't know much about Highline or, frankly, Issaquah, but I do know a butt kicking when I see one. Apparently, according to Max Preps, quarter 2, Highline 80, Issaquah coming to the plate. Yeah, 80-0, first half. That's not double verified, but it is on Max Preps.
Goodness gracious. In the second quarter.
In the second quarter. 80-0. That or somebody's kids playing with the iPad.
I hope it's the latter. My goodness.
Enumclaw 28, Federal Way 7. Let's see. I know I had another local score or two. Oh, Jackson and Cascade tied at 21 in the fourth. That's a shootout. Let's see. Back East Tennessee, Eastern Washington. Old habits die hard. 22-ranked Richland with a 35-7 lead over Pasco. That's got to be some kind of a special bowl game over there. And I know I had another one farther down the list that we were keeping our eyes on. Oh, Edmonds, Woodway, and Meadowdale at the half tied at 7. More scores, of course, to follow. There is a ranked team battle brewing in the western part of the state. Number 4, O'Day, leading in the third quarter. O'Day 7, ECHS, third ranked in the state, by the way. O'Day 7, ECHS nothing, third quarter. And Kings, by the way, beating the heck out of Elma, 47-7 in the first half.
Woo-hoo. Some high-scoring action here across the scoreboard in Washington State.
Absolutely. And, here's one. Inglemore, 15-0 over Redmond. That one in the second quarter, just off of Avondale Way. Yeah, that's about all that we're concerned with on the scoreboard right now. If I find anything else, I will shout it out. Bothell up on Skyline, 14-7 at the half. I do have a score from the Berry Bowl. 15-7, Pilchuck with the lead over Getchell, third quarter.
There you go, and we're getting ready to rejoin the action here at Snohomish High School, where Stanwood will kick off to Snohomish. Now, in their final possession of the first half, Snohomish made a quarterback change. David Hammer out, Evan Ruiz in. They've been kind of plugging and playing as momentum has called for it, and We'll see who gets the snap. I would imagine it would be Ruiz to start the third quarter. Kick is away. Snohomish back to receive at their own 15-yard line. Carter carries it up the heart of the field, now cuts over to his right. He's brought down at the 25, and a flag will throw late.
I think that's a face mask as the defender kind of piled on his back and the head snapped around there. They're going to protect these kids. One of the Snohomish Panthers was holding his hands up like, what did we do? That wasn't a hold. That wasn't a block in the back.
Now, the first quarter seemed to fly by Amp. The second quarter, much more of a slog. A lot of penalties.
Well, a lot of penalties, but it also broke the momentum of the Stanwood Spartans. They have not been near the end zone since about halfway through the first quarter.
They scored on their first 2 possessions of the game. They had a rushing touchdown, about a 2-yard rush from Eben Burke, and then a touchdown completion, a pass to Bumgartner. But after that, not a whole lot.
Yeah, not a whole lot. They were able to get some yards, but no points to show for it. And then the Snohomish defense bowed up. By the way, the best way to tell who the penalty's on and what it is to look for the kids going, I didn't do it. There was no face mask. That was a hold against the Snohomish Panthers. They'll back up on first down.
And so Ruiz will get the ball at his own 15-yard line. And Snohomish has a long way to go to start off the second half. Ruiz will drop back to throw. He'll scramble to his left and run into the pile, and he's brought down for a sack.
Trey Van Putten just sticks his head in there. Just look for the big guy wearing 77. He is generally where the football is.
And also in the neighborhood of the tackle was Braden Doherty coming around the end for Stanwood. And that is a lean and mean defensive line for Stanwood. And they got some much-needed rest and recuperation after suffering the longest drive of the game.
Well, what I was going to say, but I was too busy giving scores, is I think the best thing to happen to Stanwood was the end of the first half, because it just broke all the momentum that Snohomish had, and now they're going to try and get it back on 2nd and 13.
Man in motion, Carter comes over to the left side of the line. High snap to Ruiz. He'll hand it off. Strant looking for any kind of rushing lane. He takes a heavy hit, and he's brought down after a quick gain.
Well, I want to give Strant credit on that punishing stiff arm at the start, but what's happening here is no push by the front 6 or 7 by Snohomish. He's just running for his life back there from the moment he gets the football.
And that is a rejuvenated defensive line for Stanwood that has pushed the ball back to where we started from. 3rd and 10 forthcoming for the Snohomish Panthers.
Ran around a lot to gain 3 yards.
Ruiz a couple of steps back. He's got a back behind him in Strant. Blitz is coming. Ruiz comes over to his left. He's got to run away from some pressure up the left side. He'll be short of the first down, but good read and breaking through the defensive line by the linebacker Swanson.
Yeah, and that was a really good job of pulling the rabbit out of the hat. Ruiz ran for his life. He knew from the moment he got the football that if anything happens, it's happening with 1-2.
And so the punt unit will come back out onto the field for Snohomish. They punted twice in the first.
I don't love this spot. I thought he got a little farther downfield than that.
Yeah, they were unkind to the Panthers as it seemed like they came closer than that, but they will say 4th and 5. Now the fake punt did work at the end of the first half, but starting the second would imagine a little more conservative, and so a short kick, as this won't even get to midfield. Now it will bounce over midfield and will work its way to the 38-yard line, so a friendly bounce for Tautolo.
That is a very well-behaved football. I feel like he lost the football on that. I think he dropped it, picked it up, and then it messed up his mechanics, and he kicked it straight in the air, but mercifully it rolls. Well trained. Sit, stay. Good football.
Now, Stanwood, by virtue of their defense and by virtue of their special teams, they've been able to start at around the 40-yard line almost every time they've gotten the football.
Yeah, 40, 48. Yeah, it's been good field position for the Red Hats all night. Let's see what they do with it here.
Alex Maldonado back under center, the sophomore quarterback for the Stanwood Spartans. Hands it off to the right. Burke charges forward, gains about 2 yards before he is pushed back towards the line.
Man, when that play started, that looked a whole lot better than it ended up. Good assignment football by Snohomish as they now have another man down.
And an injured player down on the Snohomish side, and Snohomish suffered an injury earlier in the game.
This looks like it's a lower body leg injury from the way he was tapping his knee pad.
They had lost their right tackle, Joseph Chapman, way back in the first quarter of this evening. Was unable to confirm the number for the Snohomish Panthers, and we'll get that to you as soon as we can get a vantage point on it. But it will stop clock with 9:40 left in the third quarter, and it will be a 2nd and 8 situation when Stanwood gets the ball back.
Yeah, this is tough for any number of reasons for both sides. Of course, you worry about the health of the young athlete there, but I mean, you're holding your breath again. You're not focused on the plays, on the situation. You're worried about how this young man's going to be. And now the Snohomish side is coming off the field, or at least heading closer to the sidelines.
And they'll huddle with their coordinators. And so now from this point on here for Stanwood, because they were able to execute a lot of their offense, and we haven't seen a ton of touches for Silas Turpin of late. It's been mostly Burke and Eben Bland getting the touches. We haven't seen Turpin's name called too much in the last quarter.
By the way, Silas Green, the injured player, and he's able to leave under his own power. So this is kind of what I was just talking about. Is now you've got to snap back to football, and whether it's Turpin or whether it's any of the complement of backs, Bland that they have back there, Burke, Baumgartner, even Maldonado running it himself, you've got to block that out of your mind and focus on one blade of synthetic grass at a time.
And I wonder if Turpin might be suffering from an injury, because right now he's not even on the field, as they will fake the handoff one way, give it the end around to the other, and pushing forward towards midfield, and a good carry there by Logan McEwen.
And McEwen just high-stepping his way around the end.
That's what I mean, is that McEwen is further down the depth chart for offensive options for Stanwood, and you know, he's a junior player who's listed as their third-string running back, and so you know, the health of Turpin called into question after being so effective. But now you talk about the versatility, and we touched on Thunder and Lightning before and how you have multiple backs that serve that purpose. I would imagine Bland is going to be that muscle up the middle now.
Yeah, and as that one called back on another hold on Stanwood, by the way. Yeah, it's great to have a lot of specialized options, but when you have injuries, when you have different things limiting those roles, well, you like having a lot of options at a lot of positions, but you don't like being pigeonholed.
2nd and 15 from the 35. A pitch over to the right. Good speed. Carries back up to where the line of scrimmage was, and a nice carry by Sean Porter.
Yeah, about 6 yards, 6.5 there. Good recovery by that Snohomish line. They're not really getting blown off the ball anymore. They're getting pushed back, but it's 2 yards, 3 yards, and then they recover. They're not getting locked up.
And, you know, when it's funny, in sport, it doesn't matter what sport it is, you're never as good as you look and you're never as bad as you look, right? And
that's a brilliant observation.
And you see Stanwood in the first 2 drives of the game, and we were musing, how does this team not have a win? And now you're starting to get to this point where now they're only picking up 2-3 yards at a time, where they hand it up the middle towards Burke, and Burke will fight his way forward towards a first down, and things are a lot more difficult now. So you're never as great and as perfect and efficient as at the start of the game. It's about finding that middle ground.
Yeah, and the games are not won in the first 2 minutes of the game.
No.
They take every single tick of the clock, unless it's an 80-0 game supposedly elsewhere in the state. But
which I need to follow up on that there, because that we got to get – what's the stat line looking there?
Yeah. I've seen a lot of butt kickings. I don't know that I've seen 80-0 in quarter 2.
That's when you just turn on the running clock and just let it go. Was it Georgia versus Cumberland University back in like the early 1900s?
I am so proud of you. The game of the century.
222-0.
Yes.
John Heisman's old squad. Well, anyway, on 4th and 2, they'll hand it up the middle, and Stanwood will get across midfield, and they'll pick up the first down.
That was Georgia Tech.
Georgia
and Cumberland.
Tech, yes.
And for those curious, just Google, once we're done, Google game of the century.
Mm-hmm.
It was 222-0, and Cumberland was trying to disband their entire athletic program, but Georgia Tech was mad. They accused Cumberland of using ringers in a baseball game the year before, would not let them out of the contract, and wouldn't let them come on the field and forfeit. They had to play the whole thing.
Snap taken by Maldonado. He'll hand it off to the left. A carry forward by Bland, who fights his way for 4 yards before it's pushed back.
I think they're only giving him 3, and I don't like it. But still, good effort by the running back and good recovery by the defense to say, no, sir, you will get no further.
7:15 and ticking for Stanwood as they've got the ball in the third quarter. 2nd and 8 to go with the ball on the 45-yard line as Maldonado quarterbacking the troops once more.
Did want to mention tomorrow, if you don't have anything to do, or even if you do have something to do, get that Seattle Sports app and bring us with you. We will have GP in action here against Post Falls, Idaho.
Handoff up the middle and good speed breaking through, getting the first down, and Eben Bland picking up the first.
Bland finding that extra gear and finding that next level. The running lanes are opening back up again, and it's looking good. By the way, we've talked a little bit about back east, and you've talked about the New York Metro lands. UW making its first road trip in the Big Ten era, going to Rutgers.
What a classic conference matchup.
Oh, yes, that East Coast meets West Coast matchup.
Oh, goodness me. Handoff off to the left and end around right. A stiff arm and a nice one, as it won't lead to too many yards picked up, but a nice little highlight reel stiff arm from McEwen.
And McEwen paid it off with another stiff arm there at the end. A little smack around the ear hole. You don't normally see the bruising, offense from the ball carrier.
And not only that, but McEwen is ordinarily, on the smaller side. He's 5'11", 150 pounds, according to the stat sheet. But that's why those summer lifts are so important.
Hey, we said that the games are not won in the first few minutes. They can be won and lost in the weight room.
2nd and 10, ball in the 34. They'll hand off up the middle, and there goes Burke.
Touchdown saving tackle Parker Jackson got in there in the low rent district and got the ankle.
Diving towards the 24-yard line, the 26-yard line, as they'll be short of the first down marker. 3rd and 2 with under 6 minutes to play here in the third quarter.
As the Spartans huddle up on your screen, what you don't see is the black shirts out there, hands on hips, hands on knees, sucking wind. They are not doing so hot all of a sudden. 3rd and 2.
Which is about where they were in the first quarter. And look out, here comes Burke picking up a first and a whole lot more as he gets inside the red zone.
Tackle made by, I believe that was Cohen Bennett.
And that's a nice rush. That gets to the 16-yard line. You take another look at Burke, and you saw that tiny, minute hesitation as he started to edge towards his right before the snap, kind of giving the indication as to where things go. Not enough to warrant a false start, but he was looking for that hole, and he seized it.
And Tristan Mangold opened it up.
Silas Turpin back out on the field for the first time since really early in the second quarter, and he'll get the touch, and he'll run into the pile and pick up a gain of 2 or 3. Good to see him back out on the field.
Absolutely, and good to see that they're not treating him with kid gloves. That is a tough way to go with 2 or 3 dudes just piling on top of you.
He collided head on with number 41 Cole Bedard up the middle, and that is a wall that you're bouncing off of. 6'3", 195 is Bedard.
Yeah, he got a little bit of help as well from Seth Aboud, who's no slouch at 210.
And Aboud has really thrown his weight around defensively, too. He's come up with some hard-hitting tackles. Stacking up on the line are Snohomish. They'll hand it off to the left, and a big old hole for Burke. Check that as Bland races forward and close to the first down. Looks like he'll get it.
Man, Eben Bland cut back against the grain. I thought that was a terrible idea, but he saw daylight. Got an extra 4 or 5 out of that one.
And that's some nice work by the left side of the offensive line for Stanwood, as Memphis Ellis has put in a good, hard night of work at the left tackle position, opening up some space.
I think he's actually he's out there alongside Mangold and Ferguson, I believe.
A snap, a handoff to the left, and charging into the end zone, galloping his way in for the score. Logan McEwen puts the icing on the cake for the Stanwood drive, and they'll get to 18.
The Boo Birds out here at Snohomish Veterans Memorial Stadium. We're under 4 to play in the third, and that 18-7 feels like it's about 180-7 right now. All the momentum back in Stanwood's side.
And now the Panthers, who picked up a score in their last drive of the first half, will have to keep the energy flowing as Stanwood has had some difficulty capping off their touchdowns, picking up extra points. Their first extra point was blocked. They went for 2 on the second drive, and it was incomplete, getting the defense to jump prior to the snap, and we'll try it again.
Westerfield, the place kicker. The hold is Luke Brennan, the cornerback, and this is just a stunned crowd here for Snohomish.
And Westerfield's first attempt back in the first touchdown did go through, and after some pressure coming his way, the second attempt was the one that was blocked. So, again, first attempt, blown dead due to a flag. Second attempt, that one is up, and that one will split the uprights. 19-7 for the Stanwood Spartans. 3:56 left in the third quarter, and the Snohomish Panthers have some work to do. It's a 2-possession game. We'll take a quick timeout. You are listening to STSPN. Hi, Steve Willits, waving to the camera. You are watching STSPN football.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Casey Bryant and Peril back at Snohomish High School's Veterans Memorial Stadium as the Stanwood Spartans with a touchdown run. It was Logan McEwen, the junior, an impact player on that drive, and once more restoring a 2-score lead for Stanwood.
Yeah, Stanwood took over with the first 2 offensive drives of this game, a defensive stand sandwiched in between. And actually, it wasn't even a defensive stand. It was a takeaway on a trick play, and now they've got the momentum right back again.
And a squib kick up that will be fielded at the 10-yard line, and that's a wise decision to keep that low and hard as it didn't find its way out of bounds and pushes the Panthers back into their own territory.
Yeah, and the Panthers, again, just doing the little things. Get on that football, get what you can, but don't be a hero.
And so it is Evan Ruiz trotting his way back out into the huddle. Ruiz orchestrated the touchdown drive that carried them about 80 yards downfield at the end of the first half that resulted in their first score, preventing the shutout as they were the first 2 weeks of their season. They put up 20 last week, and here on their senior night they want more. Pressure coming to Ruiz. He has to run away from pressure, throws it towards the right side, and very nearly picked off. As coming close to picking up the interception there was Sean Porter.
Yeah, just...
You look at the way the pocket collapses there. It was a great job by Elijah Fleck.
Yeah, and again, just flying to the football. That's all you can ask for this Stanwood defense. Got to get a little bit more time to open things up for that offensive front 6 for Snohomish.
2nd and 10 forthcoming after a hold-your-breath play from Snohomish. They'll have 2 wide receivers lined up to the right of Ruiz, who is a couple steps back. A fumbled snap, and Ruiz will have to run it himself. Darts back into the backfield, keeps the play alive, finds some room, airs it out, but throws it high.
Just a little too high to handle. That was falling down in the dark and coming up with a block of coal, perhaps. Silas Green couldn't quite grab it.
That was one of those plays where you could have weaved something magic out of that play, and that's a coulda, shoulda, woulda for Ruiz.
Yeah, I mean, normally when you drop the ball, the thought is fall on it or surge ahead. He backpedaled, and I'm over here going, nope, don't do that, and don't shoot, good shot.
That's one of those things where we saw it on his rush before. It's the speed of Ruiz that comes in handy there. He becomes a very slippery quarterback at that point.
And Ruiz, I don't know if he's trying to get a call in or if he's trying to strike up the band here, but 3:34 to go, third quarter. Need a little bit of Snohomish Panther magic right now.
It is 3rd and 10 for the Snohomish Panthers. 2 receivers lined up wide to the right. 1 on the left side. Ruiz back to throw, angles to his right, has to run away again. Ruiz slows up, slings it up into the air. This will be way out of reach of everybody.
Yeah, and the white shirts saw it in the air and all converged on it. It was like seagulls on a French fry.
And you can see here Ruiz at that. That's apt, because you can see there's 4 defenders and only 1 receiver in the area, and Jaden Carter, there's no way he's going to Randy Moss 4 different guys.
Yeah, that's tough because, again, you're handling big dudes like Elijah Fleck, who's one of those all-everything kind of guys, and he just gets in there and bows that pocket back. He bows the offensive line back in, which blows the play out to the side, and again, another throw off his back foot, running away, and this defense knows to play center field.
Ty Tautola with a low-line drive punt that will be away towards the 30-yard line and picked up by Snohomish at the 29.
Tautola in the mix for a shirt perhaps from Adrenaline Fundraising. He's a potential player of the game because you said it earlier, he's a Swiss Army knife, and his punting has helped keep this field position manageable.
It has, and you think about the fake punt to where if the Panthers are able to climb back into this, he's for sure one of the spark plug players that have done it all for Snohomish here this evening. You need more guys that are going to come up with the energy plays as he has. And you're down by multiple scores. That's kind of what you hunt for.
And back to work on this offense, Alex Maldonado, he has been a spark for the Spartans.
Maldonado has orchestrated this wing T offense to perfection. He's got Birkin Bland in the backfield. McEwen in motion to the left side, a handoff directly up the middle, and not much going there for Bland.
Yeah, sniffed out by Cole Bedard. He knew exactly what was happening. That's just knowing your responsibility, know your man, read your keys. He saw that McEwen motion and went, oh, this is a cross dive, and just stopped it at the line.
2nd and 9 forthcoming with under 3 minutes to play here in the third quarter.
Yeah, this wing T offense, you've got your wing backs, you've got your motions, you've got your misdirections, and usually it's just to hide either a sweep or a draw or a dive.
They almost get the defensive line to jump. They'll sweep it over to the right, and lowering his shoulders trying to get through was Chase Swanson as he fielded the handoff. Haven't seen Swanson get too many offensive snaps, but there he is carrying it forward. Not much of a gain.
Those are some old school pads, apparently, because that's the biggest 5'9", 185 dude I think I've ever seen. Just a bruising run.
He's got broad shoulders.
Look like Jerome Bettis out there.
And so a 3rd and long scenario forthcoming as we have a flag coming.
Yeah, penalty on the play again.
And it looks like this might be a personal one as they're huddling over once more.
We've already had one ejection in this game. The notepad has, well, proven to be a weapon in its own right with 2:27 left in the third.
Now with Stanwood keeping a distance here, is it in preparation of them being marched back, or are they just keeping a respectful distance? Hard to tell.
Yeah, that one I'm not sure of. It doesn't look like they're anticipating being marched backwards, but the quarterback is away from everything. He was talking to the coach and now giving some sort of nugget of wisdom to teammate Sean Porter.
Maldonado, the sophomore who has excelled here, and Sean Porter, a junior, and you can see the future of Stanwood as they continue to build for next year. You want to keep one of the keys of the wing T is getting a quarterback who knows what he's doing, and Maldonado has shown that as a youngster.
I mean, you mentioned Georgia Tech earlier with our little aside, but Georgia Tech has built its own dynasty. How successful they've been, it's been up and down, but Georgia Tech is one of those teams that just runs the triple option. And it's not always sexy, it's not always fun, but you know if you're going to Tech, you're going to run that triple option. And if you can run the wing T or the I'm trying to think of the other formations, the smokestack, if you can run any of those systems at this level consistently, it's going to be hard to defend because everybody's running that Madden offense.
Yeah, and think about what the best schools in the state are doing. You know, in the Bellevue Lake Stevens game, how much wing T offense was there in that game? As there's a lot. A lot of the best teams at this level are able to do it because high school teams have such difficulty prepping for all the misdirection.
Let's see what we've got as our call here. Oh, we may have another delay. Oh, personal foul against the Panthers. First down. Okay, he seems a little hesitant here. Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike or taunting against Stanwood. So those do not offset. While we decipher this, I want to thank our sponsors once again. Adrenaline Fundraising, proud player of the game sponsor. Bickford Ford, Grit Handcrafted Wood. Home Comfort Alliance of Snohomish and King County. McDaniel's Do It Best Hardware, an STSPN sponsor since the beginning in 2010. Monster Energy Drink, the U.S. military, that's the Army, Navy, and Marines. Washington Officials Association. And, of course, Seattle Sports, our media partner in the Seattle Sports app. And presenting sponsor since 2021, Les Schwab Tires.
Now there's more signaling and air traffic control going on with the officiating crew.
Yeah, I saw another personal foul or taunting, or unsportsmanlike, I should say, penalty that also looked to go against the Stanwood Spartans.
After a second one had been assessed to Snohomish. So this is one of the situations you need John Boy to start reading some lips down there.
Well, I don't know if we want to do that. I'll put it that way. Things get said on the football field at all levels, and I will just leave it at that.
2:27 to go in the third quarter. 19-7 Stanwood Spartans.
But we don't have to worry about the FCC, at least.
That's true.
It's a privilege that you and I don't often have.
Ain't no rules on YouTube, baby. First and 10. A shovel over to the left side. And carried forth, and flags will fly.
This is the tough part of the game. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left, third quarter. Both teams hunting for their first win, and it's laundry day in Snohomish.
As we take another look, I thought I saw an early flag right there.
Yeah.
Right off the just perhaps encroachment or something like right off the snap.
False start kind of thing.
Right.
I did see that left side of the line kind of explode off.
And yep, it is false start.
False start declined.
Holding
will
towards Stanwood, so that'll be pushed back.
Which will be, I think, a 10-yarder, which is probably why they didn't take the false start. So.
And how many penalties can we rack up here in the span of a couple minutes?
Combo breaker.
And so we'll see where they spot it as they once more emphatically call the hold assessed.
Oh, I see that hold there. Okay. Yeah, that one danced across your screen, perhaps into your living room, but possibility of a missed helmet to helmet. There was a little bump in there.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, yes, and driving through the ball too.
That was Bridger Ulrich laying the lumber there on the hit.
Well,
under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Motion. Another flag flies. It's a big carry here for Stanwood. They get up to the 36, 37, still pushing to the 40. But we'll see if this one's coming back because another quick flag thrown as soon as the ball was snapped.
Was a bit of a rugby scrum there. But no one's going to drop kick.
And boy, on the carry there for Stanwood was Chance Swanson. We saw Silas Turpin get that one carry earlier in the drive and have not seen him since. And another false start penalty going against Stanwood. That is the second consecutive play in which there was a false start assessed.
Yeah, I would not be shocked to see a timeout in this situation just to get your house in order because this is a tough spot. You're up by 2 scores, but you can't get a playoff without heading in the wrong direction. Yeah, you've got to hang on to a timeout or two in case this game tightens up down the stretch, but you're, 14 minutes away from heading back up north. Got to take care of business here.
And you're thankful for all the penalties here if you're the Snohomish Panthers, but at some point you got to get the ball back. Your defense has still been out there for a very long time. Snap to Maldonado, quick handoff, a gain of 3. And they'll land at the 19-yard line in their own end.
That was a 1st and 25 play, and we hit 90 seconds left.
This time has been crawling here in the third quarter. 2nd and 23 forthcoming for the Stanwood Spartans.
You don't have much in the playbook for 2nd and 23, so I expect more of that ground and pound as we hit 9 o'clock.
They've been pretty consistent irregardless of situation, Stanwood. They've run the same kind of plays. There's another end around to McEwen, and this time Snohomish reads it all the way. And look who's right in the center of it, Seth Abood.
Farlow as well, wrapping up. Yeah, Farlow with some good instincts. Jonathan Farlow, that is. He is a senior at 5'10", 195.
And the two of them will probably get credit for a half tackle on that play, and nicely read. It brings up 3rd and 26.
Yeah, loss on that play. Good job by that Snohomish defense. Panther pride out there with a half a minute left in the third.
Ball on their own 16-yard line. This will very well be the final play of the quarter. Maldonado lining up directly under center. 2 men in the backfield. McEwen in motion to the left side of your screen. He'll hand it off, and nothing doing. Snohomish's defensive line coming up big, and you can see the fire expressed by Cole Bedard. He knows that is a big stop for the Panthers.
Yeah, Panthers, the pad level is higher. There's a little strut as they head to the sidelines and flip this field. 12 minutes left, partner, and it's anybody's ball game. 19-7 right now for Sparty.
4th and 23 coming up when we come back. You are watching and listening to STSPN's coverage of Stanwood and Snohomish WESCO High School football, presented by Les Schwab Tire.
Hey there, laddie. Do you have a fallen tree or a forgotten log? Do you have some old wood planks that'll have a story I'd like to tell? Great. They'll mill it, prepare it, and finish the wood for your unique project. Let them take your storied old wood and turn it into a world-class piece of art. Grit, handcrafted, is something that will be treasured for a lifetime.
Back inside Snohomish High School's Veterans Memorial Stadium, Casey Bryant alongside Amp Harrell for STSPN's coverage of high school football presented by Les Schwab Tire. 4th and 23, Stanwood will punt it away. A high punt that will land at midfield, bouncing all the way towards the 35. And inside the 35 is where Stanwood will cover it up. A nice punt there from Graham Larson.
Yeah, that end over end, that shuriken of a kick. And that's another punt that didn't look all that spectacular as it split the air, but, well, you kick it where the other side can't do anything with it and get a friendly roll.
They found their carry, and so the Snohomish Panthers in dire need of a score in the 4th quarter, down by 2. It is a 19-7 Stanwood lead. In the shotgun is Evan Ruiz. Ruiz will hand off directly up the middle, and not a whole lot of room for them to go. And it was Mason Surdy taking the handoff.
Yeah, didn't expect to see Surdy come out of the backfield there, but
you can see them trying to shift up personnel and just trying to get something. We talked earlier about energy plays. They need another one.
They need a spark, but Quinn Ferguson provided a spark for that defense. He filled a hole.
And when you talk about, early candidates perhaps for linemen of the game, Skylar McLean has had a good job on the right end, but you also got to take a look at Trey Van Putten, who's been in the middle of everything on that D-line for Stanwood. 2nd and 9 forthcoming for the Panthers as Ruiz will bootleg to his right. He's got an option way downfield, looks him off, cuts back to his left, some open room for him to work with. He'll air it out, going all the way downfield, and he completes it. Mason Surdy. Spark play found.
Spark play found. Candidate for the Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Game found. Surdy wants a shirt.
That is a clutch reception, and what a job done there by Evan Ruiz. His ability to make something out of what seems to be nothing. That has been impressive, but is it coming back?
Well, I was going to say he was not only able to make something out of nothing, he was able to extend the play. It was all swimming to the right. And ineligible man down. Oh, no. It is an eligible man down.
Yeah.
I thought that was the pass ahead of the line, but that's a different hand signal.
Now, when you have a play that lasts as long as that, you do run that risk of you lose sight of where you're supposed to be on that line. And wow, is that a killer for Snohomish?
Yeah, that was a Santa Claus type play, just pulling it out of the stocking, and instead. That's a loss of down, isn't it? Yes.
It is. 2nd and 14. Ball on the 30-yard line for the Snohomish Panthers. Ruiz will field the snap, run over to his right. He's going to keep it all the way, trying to get around his lineman. Nothing doing. He's brought down in the backfield.
Elijah Fleck there once again. And again, he is an all-everything type of player. And he's just doing big man things for the Stanwood Spartan defense.
Now, I remember going back to the Lake Stevens Bellevue game that I was working for STSPN just a couple of weeks ago, where Bellevue had 3 different scoring plays wiped out due to penalties, and they still wound up winning the game. For Snohomish, you have to find a way to fight through the blow to morale that a costly penalty can give you.
Yeah, they've got the veteran leadership. They've just got to, put the head down for the next play.
Ruiz will look to throw once more. He's going to air it out down the right side. Does he have Surdy again?
That should be a flag.
But that is a flag for pass interference for Surdy.
I was throwing the flag from up here. That was a shove. Good job by Surdy to get that one-on-1, one-on-2 matchup. As you look, just a fastball, and got whacked right in the number.
Sean Porter will be the infractor on that play as he was trying to get his hands up, his back to the throw, and Surdy had to slow up just a half step.
Yeah, and the defender may have a point. Their legs did get tangled up. It looked worse than it was, but all that counts is the laundry.
And so that puts the ball on the 46-yard line for Snohomish. We take another look at the throw, and you can see that it's the hands that come in contact. It's the elbows that get interfered with. 46, ball on their own 46-yard line. 2 minutes gone by in the fourth quarter. Snohomish in need of a score. Ruiz directly under center, rolling to his left. Pressure coming and wrapped up and hauled down to the turf by Elijah Fleck.
That was one of those plays where time seemed to stand still. Ruiz stares at the big fella just churning him down, and everything kind of froze. And it's like, what do you expect? His goal is to harm you.
That's one of those like Looney Tunes play where like Wile E. Coyote looks into the camera and holds up the sign that says "Eep."
Yes, he's standing over the cliff, and then he looks down and goes,
"Oh dear."
Uh-oh. Yeah, that was awkward unless you're Elijah Fleck.
And a loss of 11 yards. What a sack there for Fleck. A huge one that pushes Snohomish back. Ruiz with a keeper, throws it over to the left side, complete to Carter. He'll get out to the 43-yard line, and a gain of about 10 on the play.
Yeah, good little flick there. That was quick and nifty. See it again here. Just gets rid of it and flops it over into the receiver's hands.
Throws it to the right shoulder as well. Keeps him in stride. That's a perfect ball thrown. 3rd and 13 forthcoming for the Snohomish Panthers as they try to get inside of Stanwood territory.
I would not be shocked if you just try and get 6 or 7 here. This is 4-down territory with 9 minutes to go, down 2 scores.
Ruiz, low snap, fields it, quick throw over the middle, complete by Apollo Mason. He'll pick up the first and get it to the 36-yard line of Stanwood.
Hey, I've been wrong a few times. That wasn't a home run ball, but that was thrown to the sticks, and that was executed perfectly.
And that's the exact kind of quick drop back and throw off the back foot. You see Ruiz, that's a confident throw.
That was a throw to hands. If he doesn't catch it, nobody else will.
And it's Luke Brennan on the tackle. It sets up 1st and 10 from the opposing 36. Ruiz runs out of options. He'll keep it himself. Runs up the middle. Lost the football. It's loose at the 27-yard line, and Stanwood falls on it.
I think Snohomish is saying he was down. Snohomish is not happy in the slightest. I think that's a fumble.
Avery Patterson-Rowe fell on the ball, and now we'll have a conversation.
Yeah, now the officials huddling up here. I didn't hear a whistle. Snohomish is saying no, this is still ours.
This is a critical call, as this could very well decide the game at 8:44 remaining in the fourth quarter. Believe they're going to signal that the ball was down, or that the knee was down. And you could see Luke Brennan apoplectic. We'll take another look at the replay. Ruiz shaking and baking his way out of the pocket, and are they saying, is it a forward pass?
Oh, that's a creative interpretation there.
He had the underhanded flick forward, which at that point, is it a penalty for being passed to the, because you have the
he
flag
dropped the
thrown.
flag. He just dropped the flag as you said that. I think you're exactly right there, partner.
That's interesting.
And that, if so,
as he's wrapped up, he has that underhanded shovel.
That is a shovel pass, and he's going to take the penalty to avoid the, not the sack, but.
Interesting. And so Snohomish gets to keep the ball.
That's creative.
And wow, is that a fortuitous break and a kind ruling for Evan Ruiz.
That is one of those where if I'm Coach Hammer, you pat him on the butt and say, that's a fantastic play. You do it again, I bench you.
Exactly. Ruiz in the shotgun, dropping back. Quick throw to his left, almost picked off along the sideline as a miscommunication between him and Carter.
Yeah, zigged when he should have zagged, I think. Threw it to the outside shoulder, but there was no shoulder there.
It brings up 3rd and long for Snohomish. 8:38 to go in the fourth quarter. 19-7 in favor of the Spartans.
Snohomish desperately needs this first down. Keep possession, because if Stanwood gets this thing back, they're going to take every bit of air out of that football. Deflategate 2.0.
4 on the line for Stanwood. Ruiz in the shotgun, dropping back to throw. Needs to escape the pocket, evades one tackler, way over to his right, throw over the middle, complete, and they've got the first.
Oh my goodness, and a late penalty.
Jaden Carter with the reception, but what have we here? And I think this might be coming back. Although the flag came in the secondary, and it was a high hit thrown.
Yeah, that was thrown from the farthest point of the field possible from where the catch and the tackle happened. I don't know.
Might they be calling helmet to helmet on Swanson for the tackle? You see Ruiz. It doesn't look like there's any holding in the backfield. That was a good job.
Nice pancake block in the bottom left of your screen.
Yeah, and then Ruiz gets it over the middle, and Swanson, that's shoulder to helmet.
Yeah,
so
that was a clean tackle.
Unclear as to what the flag could be for then.
The officials are pointing at Stanwood for some reason.
Now, this is an interesting conundrum, because now at this point you just have two teams that are all taking knees, trying to get long breaks in what has been a long second half that has been slowed down by penalties and extended drives. Ruiz again weaving magic with his legs, setting up a throw that's across to Carter. That's a good reception, good throw. That seems like a clean play.
We may have another angle that we can take a look at, because the official
now are 56 and 65 are locking horns in that extra block. Are they perhaps calling that?
I think that's a pancake. I think that's completely clean by Powers. I believe I think that's a pancake block. I think that's clean.
That should be. Now, they are calling a penalty against Stanwood.
Now, I can't tell if that was personal foul or if that was a slightly different, crossed arms hand motion. It was either a personal foul or, like they were saying, it was a target, which would indicate they were, maybe they thought he went shoulder to helmet, which is probably a no-no.
So they are moving. I guess it is contact to the head on the tackle on the part of Cruz Swanson, which it was shoulder to helmet, but that's a tough ruling for Stanwood.
But there was also use of hands. He just kind of put hands to shoulder and threw him to the ground. Bang dang play. I don't know. First and 10, though, for Snohomish.
And Ruiz will make his way to his right, to the sideline, running out of room. He's still on his feet, running to his left, shovels it to his left, and completes it, but that'll be to an offensive lineman.
Yeah,
and that will be an ineligible receiver.
Yeah, that was a flip to Powers. He's the left tackle. He did not declare as eligible. Nice try. We'll do that one over again.
And, boy, Nolan, whenever you're an offensive lineman, you see the ball coming your way, you think, oh, that's not good. Or maybe you get super excited for the big man touchdown.
I don't know that he was thinking I'm ineligible. I think he's thinking I got a catch, and he takes care of this football. You watch.
Well, hey, he got a pancake block on the last play.
Yeah.
And now here he is catching the ball.
Mine. And then he just puts it away, left hand, and just protects the rock. Just covers it up. Great work, and it results in a penalty. I think we've seen it all tonight.
But Ruiz is playing every inch that he is allowed, I suppose, within the rule book.
I'm kind of shocked that he didn't pay a bigger price for rolling back into contact from the sidelines.
Well, it is a loss of 10 on that penalty, and so Ruiz will have to scramble to his left. He's running every play, but he completes to Carter, gets him back to the 15-yard line, and so back to stasis, setting up 3rd and 10.
Under 8 to play in this one as we are presented by Les Schwab Tires. Get more from Les. You're getting more and more football on this with the penalties and the slow-moving clock here in the second half.
It was Chance Swanson on the tackle, and Ruiz back to throw. He's in the pocket looking to his left. He's got a man and Silas complete over to the left as that was Surdy with the completion. That gets him inside the 5, and that's close to a first. Believe they'll give it to him.
And this is Snohomish being opportunistic, being sneaky good right here.
As he falls right on that first down marker, and so it is 1st and goal. Here's Ruiz dropping back to his left. End zone. Complete. Believe. Touchdown.
Touchdown Panthers. Be careful country right here. As our lights flash at the press box. 19-13, extra point pending, 7:18 to go, and just keeping the play alive, Ruiz, and a little flip across his body. That was Carter with the grab, correct?
Yeah, I believe so, and that's a catch in traffic, too. He takes a hit at the time of completion, and now an extra point to try to make this under a touchdown game. It is Gabriel Cortez who has his kick blocked at the line, and it will remain 19-13, which is the score of Stanwood's loss to Oak Harbor last week, but this time they're on the flip side of the scoreboard. And so with 7:18 to go in the fourth quarter, we will take a timeout. You are watching STSPN's coverage of high school football presented by Les Schwab Tire.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
Casey Bryant, Amp Harrell, back for STSPN, proud media partners of SeattleSports.com. Be sure to catch STSPN high school football as well as the Mariners and Seahawks on the Seattle Sports app as the Snohomish Panthers a touchdown and a blocked extra point, and so it is 19-13 Stanwood Spartans. Stanwood getting the ball back. Amp, this is a critical defensive stay, and we have an onside kick, but it goes right into the hands of Stanwood. And, ooh, boy, is that a break for the Spartans as that sets up excellent field position at the Snohomish 45.
Yeah, I'm not shocked to see Coach Hammer go for that onside kick right there because, I mean, it's a 6-point game. If Stanwood scores, they may very well just put this game out of reach. It's the risk you got to take, and now you put it back on your defense.
And Stanwood has been able to chew up so much clock, too, and I think that's one of the key reasons why you go for the onside there. But Well, an onside kick, you need it on the ground. That one popped straight up into the air and right into the hands.
Yeah, it was a good grab by Ethan Burke to just put it away. And now Stanwood looking to put it away.
Stanwood gets the ball on the opposing 45-yard line. Excellent field position. Maldonado calls the audible. Started in the shotgun, now under center, a change in formation.
Hold your water, gentlemen.
Snohomish packed the line, but open space for Burke to race forward, and Burke will pick up a gain of 5.
You know, not a great stop, but again, it's just 5. It's not 10, it's not 15, it's not a touchdown. You got to think at this level, at 3A North, an audible with that many changes is just going to be a straight dive.
And, you know, the gains of 5 where it's the bend, don't break plays, unfortunately, given the field position that they have, every 5 yards that they gain pushes you further back. It's longer you got to go if you make that stop defensively on 4 downs.
Good point. And it bleeds another 40 seconds off that clock.
And you best believe they're going to take their sweet time getting to the line. 6.5 to go in the fourth quarter. Stanwood leading by 6.
They went off tackle right last time. Watch a sweep here, perhaps.
They'll hand it right up the gut.
I'm off by a play, and they get about 3 on that one.
And they will give it to Silas Turpin, who picks up 3 yards.
Silas Turpin has been a load tonight. Hard to handle, but again, just a bend, don't break kind of stop right there.
And it sets up 3rd and 2. And given the distance, this is one where Snohomish, you can't take any penalties if you're the Panthers, and need a key stop here. You best believe that they're going to be stacking the box right in the middle. They've got Silas lined up right behind Maldonado, with Burke joining him in the backfield.
5-man front, 8-man box.
Snohomish, man in motion for McEwen, handoff up the middle. Silas will get the first.
Ow. That was a punishing run, and probably getting the worst of it was Tautolo playing defensive end and selling popcorn when this one's done.
He's done it all. And that's a big first down conversion. That's where getting Turpin back in the huddle and healthy, that is where he is most important. He keeps the clock churning, keeps the chains moving. And now we're approaching 5 minutes left in regulation.
And this is just Stanwood's game to lose right here. If they keep the clock moving and the yards moving, they can escape with a W.
Both sides still have all 3 timeouts, so an end around over on the right side. Burke barreling for a gain of 8.
It wasn't a toss sweep, but it was similar to what I was calling for about 2 plays ago. You gash him up the middle, then suck in the linebackers, get that suck up, and then go around the end. And there's the timeout taken by Snohomish with 4:42 to try and conserve some of that time.
And so with 4:42 left in the fourth quarter, we will take a timeout ourselves. 19-13 Spartans back for more on STSPN. Casey Bryant, Amp Harrell back in the STSPN media booth. STSPN's coverage of high school football here in Washington State, brought to you by Les Schwab Tire. 4:42 left on the clock, and Amp Stanwood has the luxury of just keeping the ball on the ground and keeping the clock moving, forcing Snohomish to use their timeouts.
Yeah, when you're in this field position, like we were talking about in the break, you just keep running the football, because even if you run it on 4th down and don't get it, it's as good as a punt.
2nd and 2, ball on the 27-yard line. Maldonado directly under center will hand off to Silas, who burns his way into the red zone, and he stopped right at about the 20-yard line, and that's another key pickup, and I believe a timeout will be once more called by Snohomish. Well, I'm keeping the clock going.
Yeah, it may have been one of those where it's 2nd down and 2, and if you get a stop, if you don't allow the first down, then you call it on third. So you know you've got to save those last two.
Now, this is something that we were just talking about in the commercial break, Amp, but this is where you start to second-guess the decision to onside kick, because if you kick it deep, you at least cast some doubt into Stanwood and think maybe they have to air it out on one of these plays. You have to pass it. When you give them this kind of field position with the failed onside kick, you can just keep running. And, I mean, look at Silas chewing up the yards here for Stanwood.
Yeah, and a big tackle there. Yes, he did surge ahead for a gain, but Cole Bedard able to limit it at least and avoid another first down. But, yeah, that clock is not your friend. Timeout Snohomish.
Another timeout for the Snohomish Panthers. 3:45 left in the fourth quarter. We'll throw it to one more commercial break. You're listening to STSPN's coverage of Stanwood and Snohomish.
Seattle Sports on 710 is your radio home for the Seattle Mariners.
Back, and over the wall for a home run.
Every home run, every strikeout, every Mariners win.
Swing and a miss and a slider, strike three, and it's over.
And catch the game on your smartphone. Download the Seattle Sports app to stream the radio broadcast of every Mariners game.
Goodbye, baseball. A walk-off two-run home run.
Seattle Sports is your home for the Mariners.
Left in the fourth quarter, 19-13 Spartans, and the Spartans have been a juggernaut since picking up the ball on the 45-yard line. They have marched themselves inside the 15, threatening to put this one away, or at the very least, run the clock down to its absolute zero. Maldonado will get the end around. Here comes Burke, racing forward to the 5, and he'll go down. And this puts the Stanwood Spartans in excellent position, as it will be first and goal from the 5-yard line, where they can keep on ticking the clock on down, and they're mere feet away from pay dirt and getting that secondary cushion back. It has been an excellent game for the Stanwood runners. We've seen big gains from Eben Bland, from Ethan Burke, who had a rushing touchdown earlier in the game, but Silas Turpin, when he has been healthy, has been one of the biggest difference makers for this club. You see him lined up directly behind Maldonado, man in motion in McEwen. They'll give to Turpin. Turpin lowering his shoulder, getting to about the 2-yard line. Under 3 minutes to play. Clock will move. Stopped with 2:53 to go, and the final timeout taken by the Snohomish Panthers. And as we send Amp Harrell on down to the sidelines to get himself set up for our lineman and player of the game interviews, we'll take a timeout ourselves. Timeout Snohomish with 19-13 and goal to go for the Stanwood Spartans. Back in a minute on STSPN. Casey Bryant, Amp Harrell back inside Veterans Memorial Stadium. 19-13 Stanwood Spartans. And the student section has come alive, as it is senior day here for the Snohomish Panthers. And a salute to the cheer squad and the seniors there. And we saw before the game Snohomish Panthers seniors lined up with their parents, but Stanwood looking to spoil as they'll hand to McEwen on the end around, and McEwen will find the end zone. And there is the dagger sheathed into the chest of the Panthers. The Stanwood Spartans pick up a second touchdown to Logan McEwen, opening up plenty of space on the end around, and that is a huge touchdown for Stanwood, who now lead at 25-13.
Yeah, just putting this one away, just down here at field level, and the energy sucked out of the sidelines for Snohomish. as they go down 25-13.
And they will look to put the finishing touches as they will bring on the special teams unit. It is a 2-score game. They will go for 2. They'll try to put some pressure on the special teams and the 2-point conversion units for the Snohomish Panthers. There's still 2:45 left on the clock, so magic can still happen. Maldonado will send McEwen in motion. Maldonado back to throw, looking for the corner of the end zone. He's got a man. It's incomplete as it was in and out of the hands of Stanwood's Preston Turner. And so a 15-point deficit for the Snohomish Panthers, and they will have some work to do, and they will have to do it quickly. .245 left on the clock as Snohomish now having to work very, very quickly. We've seen Evan Ruiz and his ability to keep plays moving and keep them extended, but at this point now you have to start throwing everything to the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yeah, the cheer squad for the Stanwood Spartans has already changed the cheer from "I believe that we will win" to "I believe that we have won." The momentum firmly with the visitors here.
And these were 2 winless clubs heading into today's game, and both teams 0-3. Stanwood was 0-2 in league play, Snohomish 0-1. And the kick will be sent away by Nate Westerfield. And Snohomish in need of a good return from Carter. Set themselves up for field position. It will be a low squib kick, and it will be off the shoulders of a Snohomish Panther at the 45. They will dive on it, and that is one of those eek plays, Amp, down at field level, because that's a line drive coming right at the shoulder. That's a tough play.
Yeah, that is diving on the grenade because it's not an onside kick. You're not going to onside kick when you're up 25-13 on the road on their senior day, but if you squib it and it hits the wrong body, live football and anything can happen. So, yeah, you just dive on that thing and find a prayer.
The Panthers need a touchdown, an onside kick recovery, and another touchdown if they are going to orchestrate a miracle here on their senior night. A packed crowd in the stands here at Snohomish High School Veterans Memorial Stadium, in which the Stanwood running game has carried them to comfortable positioning up 25-13. Ball on the 35-yard line. Ruiz will get the shot over to the left, intended for Carter, incomplete.
That was a timing play, I think, and it was thrown to a spot, and the receiver just couldn't get back to it.
It was Jaden Carter who was on the button hook on the near side, couldn't quite connect. Working quickly, 2nd and 10 with 2:40 to go in the fourth quarter.
Clock stopped on the incompletion, though.
4 receivers out for the Snohomish Panthers. Ruiz back to throw. Under pressure, steps up in the pocket. He's wrapped up and brought down to the turf, and a big sack.
Luke Brennan leading the celebration out away from it. He had his hands to the sky as though he were, begging for a call.
And that is a massive play there on the part of the Stanwood Spartans. Wrapping up for the sack in the backfield, and now Ruiz with a keeper over on the left, and will pick up big yardage, but still a long way to go for the Panthers.
Gets out of bounds, avoids the big hit, stops the clock. 2:10 left, but 4th down upcoming for the home folks from Snohomish.
And 4th and 5. 2:10 to go. This is the game for the Snohomish Panthers. They need 5, or it is Stanwood's clock to run dry. Ball on their own 40-yard line. Ruiz in the shotgun. 2 receivers on each side. Ball at the left hash mark. Ruiz takes the snap, drops back with time, airs it out left sideline, incomplete. Coverage provided by Brennan. Turnover on downs. The Stanwood Spartans in prime position to lock this up.
Just flying around, get to the football, penalty marker out late. This may be another taunting penalty against Stanwood, but it would be a dead ball foul. They're going to get the football back and just be able to bleed the clock dry. But buzzing the tower, the expression I would use from field level, these white shirts are everywhere.
And that will just about do it here with 2:05 to go in the fourth quarter. The Stanwood Spartans in line for their first victory of the season. And if you're Stanwood, you got a little bit of momentum heading into next week's matchup at Ferndale. Meanwhile, for the Snohomish Panthers, you lick your wounds and you prep for Mount Vernon. That game will be right here at Snohomish High School.
Plenty of action coming up tomorrow as well here on STSPN right at Veterans Memorial Stadium. GP and Post Falls, Idaho. 4 o'clock kickoff and a battle of unbeatens, so we'll have to re-rack as well.
And that'll be a fun one. You're on the call for that one, right, Amp?
Yes, I am. Might as well, book a room at the Snohomish Inn.
Hey, just sleep in the media room. It's pretty roomy in here.
As long as I got snacks. Todd, don't take them. Our
producer, Todd, brought plenty of snacks, which was much appreciated after a long day of work here.
I'll be getting to mine shortly, but I got to tell you, folks, it didn't seem to play a role in the game, but it is football weather down here. There is a nip in the air.
It's starting to get to those Washington autumns. A handoff on the right side, and good speed for Burke as he picks up 4, and that will get the clock moving once more. They need to get one first to officially ice it, and I think even then they can run it all the way down.
Snohomish out of timeouts and really just out of time in this one.
And, it's the versatility of the Stanwood offense that we've been talking about all game, but really it's just the number of different weapons that they've had. You look at the way – I don't have a box score in front of me with an official count, but you got to figure there's probably 4 or 5 different players on this Stanwood offense that have 50-plus yards.
I think that's a safe bet, and it's just hide the eggs, spread it out, and make them read their keys.
They'll hand it off on the right side, and here's the first down they were looking for, as carried inside the 40, inside the 30. Flags will fly, but Eben Bland will wrap this one up with a nice little bow as he rips off a massive run.
Yeah, he was dancing around. He was crossing people up, and now mobbing celebration over here.
A gain of about 25, and hefty celebration as losing his helmet on the play was Tristan Mangold for the Stanwood Spartans, and we'll have flags a-flying. Now, we saw tempers flaring at the end of a game is what led to issues for Stanwood at the end of last week. An illegal push in the back, believe the penalty there.
And then unsportsmanlike after the play. That may have been removing the helmet there. Because you're not allowed to do that. That's like a taunt.
Well, when you're on the field, absolutely, yeah. And that's where the emotions have to be kept in check for this young Stanwood club.
Plenty of tools to build on, but, yeah, right now the game is between the ears for Stanwood.
They will march their way to a victory, and it will be the first for interim head coach Mark Flickinger. Rebounding from what has been a tumultuous week for the Spartans, and this is exactly the kind of thing that you need for this student base in Stanwood. It's been such a hard week, difficult news to swallow, and a lot of self-reflection, I'm sure, to where a victory at least sends a message that you're trending in the right direction and you can move forward.
And these are a couple of clubs that, going into this game, still had their playoff destiny in front of them. You get this win, you get a league win, and now you just got to keep the momentum going. Stanwood, it's us against the world right now for the Spartans. Meanwhile, Snohomish just has to, dust themselves off and try again next week against the Bulldogs.
And so with 1:10 remaining on the clock, the officiating crew will huddle with the respective coaching staffs. A reminder that STSPN's coverage of high school football is presented by Les Schwab Tires. Get more from Les, proud presenting sponsor since 2021. A special thanks as well to Bickford Ford, Grit Hand Crafted Wood, Home Comfort Alliance, Les Schwab Tires, McDaniel's Do It Best Hardware, Monster Energy Drink, the U.S. Military, and the Washington Officials Association.
And, of course, our new media sponsor, that being Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Of course, which is where you can find tomorrow's game on STSPN. As fans have started to make their way towards the exits here at Snohomish Stadium.
I think this is one of those where this game is over. This game is effectively over. Let's keep the tempers. Let's just get out of here without anybody getting hurt, getting ejected, or anything like that. Let's just start up the bus.
And as they announce all the respective penalties, and we'll see where the ball is marked, because it was a 25-yard run on the part of Eben Bland.
So we had 3 penalties there that I saw, and basically they all offset. We had a personal foul on either side, and we had an unsportsmanlike on Stanwood.
It has been a long, penalty-riddled game here for Stanwood and Snohomish. Plenty of flags flying, and the ball will be set right at midfield at the 50-yard line after all is said and done. It will officially be 2nd and 5.
So that'll wipe off that big run.
It will, but it will keep the clock moving, and with now a minute to go, Stanwood can enter into the victory formation. And they'll let this clock tick down. And, as we start to consider, Amp, the player of the game that we will be handing shirts out to and getting some interviews with, gotta figure that in the conversation, at the very least, if not deciding, Silas Turpin, who was probably the most valuable runner for Stanwood.
Well, I mean, we've got to talk about all the candidates here. Silas Turpin was just a human bowling ball. Good receiver work and cornerback work by Luke Brennan, who got in on things. The quarterback, Alex Maldonado, leading a big game and getting that victory formation and the big pop from the crowd. And Eben Bland trying so hard to put this thing away. And now we'll go into the handshake lines and just try and get out of here. Hold your breath, folks.
And with also Stanwood, Logan McEwen doesn't get a ton of yards, but he gets 2 touchdowns out of the day. So a good performance from number 13 for Stanwood as well, and a touchdown run earlier for Ethan Burke, but so many different options for Stanwood because they spread the ball out so well. And plus, you also have to factor in the line work for Stanwood as well. My eyes go right to Trey Van Putten for being right in the middle of it all.
Well, Trey Van Putten, and of course, the all-everything Elijah Flack. I don't know that there's a bad decision out of either one of those.
Fleck might get the needle moved in his direction, if only just for the killer sack there in the fourth quarter that all but ended the Snohomish comeback effort.
It was kind of a tale of two halves. It was Trey Van Putten in the first half, and then it was when it was put it away time, Elijah Fleck took care of business. I think he gets the shirt if I'm being honest here.
I agree. It came down to crunch time, and boy, did they get some clutch performances there down the stretch for Stanwood.
As far as our adrenaline fundraising player of the game, I think I'm right there with you. 41, Silas Turpin got the job done and just was a battering ram.
And so as Amp goes and lines up some interviews here for Stanwood and tries to get the attention of the Spartan players.
All right. We got us a player of the game here. Adrenaline fundraising player of the game, Silas Turpin. First of all, congratulations, Silas, on win number 1 of the season.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you guys so much.
This is a fired up bunch right here. So Silas, we called you the bowling ball, the battering ram. What was it like just running behind this offensive line and getting those big yards when your team needed them?
I got to say, hey, I could not do anything without my offensive line. These fakes come across, you see it all. But it's all fun and games with all the boys getting out in the games. It's good. It's fun. It's good. It's tough.
So how hard is it for you playing in this wing T offense and getting those hard yards?
I wouldn't say, as long as we got our boys on the line and we got all our dudes and we got all our coaches working together, it ain't hard. It's just all fun and games. I like getting through there, getting it hitting. I love hitting. That's my thing, so you know how it is.
I love that. It is so hard to coach young men to hit. Talk to me a little bit about what this team has come together like in practice this week and getting ready for this game.
Hey, any team, at all. It's going to be tough. Everyone's going to have tough times, but we see everyone tonight.
That's how you run a wing team.
Hey, you're going to see it all. You're going to see it all. All these guys, we excited to be here. We brotherhood. We a brotherhood. You know how it is.
So tell me one more time about your linemen as they come past here.
Oh my man, we got Memphis, we got Tristan, we got some guys switching out. We got Fleck, we got center switching out. We got every single one of these.
He a dog. I think that's going to wrap it up right there. You a dog, man?
So much, sir. I appreciate you so much. Hey, can I shake your hand?
Sure.
Nice to meet you. I appreciate you so much.
We got a shirt for you, bud.
Get a shirt and get a picture with him too, Amp.
Let's hold up this shirt, show the logo, and we got a parent shirt for you as well. So show that right there, and we're going to get a picture, and then I'll let you go and rejoin your team. The linemen have run past me. I got a shirt for one of them too.
Yeah, see if you can go get a hold of Fleck.
He's going to go get 75 for us, boys. So just a fantastic job there. And he's got his parent shirt. He's got all of that. So just an awesome performance down here and a fired up group. Oh, there's 75 right there.
Coach Fleck.
Are you doing? Okay.
Simultaneous interviews.
We got simultaneous interviews going on here, but we got a big fella. We got a lineman of the night. So as we're competing with radio, Elijah Fleck. First of all, congrats on win number 1, amigo.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm honored to have this.
So what did this feel like to just get out there, pop some pads after a tough week of practice and get on the road to win number 1?
Honestly, with all this drama going on, I just wanted to play football and hit people. I felt like our team morale was just up, a lot up. I think we're just overall a better team right now, and everyone's enjoying playing football and hitting people.
So what made this thing come together for you?
With our new, or we're getting rid of our old coach.
No, I was just saying this win.
This week, honestly, I was just happy to play football. This is probably one of the first weeks in a minute since I was actually enjoyed to go to practice, and just our team morale just came up so much, and I think that just helped us to win.
How did you get so much pressure when you were playing on the defensive line to get in the quarterback's face?
Help from my Coach Vogel and Coach Kinney. They're honestly helping me out a lot. Coach Kinney's just came from college, and he's helping me out with like defensive pass moves and getting everything done.
All right, anybody you want to say hi to that might be watching this later?
I want to say hi to my mom and dad. I love you guys. Thank you for always supporting me.
I believe we've got a parent shirt for him in there as well. So proud parent shirt, and just congratulations on win number 1, and let's build this thing to the playoffs.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you guys for the outlook and everything. I'm honored to have this. Thank you guys.
And hey, your parents take a picture with that shirt and like send it to STSPN, or are they around?
Mom.
Oh, okay, they're over here. Let's get them on TV.
Get them in.
No, it's one behind it. There's a player shirt or a parent shirt. Proud parent. Can we get both here? The joys of live TV, folks, and then radio is going to get him.
He's a busy man, and he should be. A key sack down the stretch, Elijah Fleck, and
awesome.
You heard him. He just wanted to get back to football, and he wanted to hit some people, and boy, did he hit some people.
All right. We're going to have a radio interview next, Thank you. All right. Should I go look for the coach? Or I think he might be on radio right now.
Well, we can certainly bide our time while we wait for Mark Flickinger, and what a key victory. And you heard him there. This week was a busy one, and I think that was brutal honesty there from Elijah Fleck, who said that he was enjoying getting to practice this week, and it was less of an unpleasant experience. A fresh voice perhaps can change things up, and I think that this was a joyous team at the end of this game.
Yeah, not only that, guys. I love the honesty as well of, I just wanted to get out here, play football, and hit people.
Yeah, and honestly, when you're a high schooler, that is what high school is. That's what high school football is all about, enjoying the joys of the game and keeping things to basics and throwing hits and catching the ball and just being around your teammates.
Well, being around enough coaching staffs, I know how hard it is to coach players to want contact, to seek out contact, and to find somebody to just say, look, I just want to play football and hit people. That just warms my cold heart, boys. Looks like we've got us a Wazoo fan or Wazoo coach down there. Willett's doing his work for KRKO. And just a reminder, we're going to be right back here at 4 o'clock tomorrow for a massive contest between a couple of unbeaten squads, that being the Glacier Peak Grizzlies, who call this field home. They're 3-0 on the season, and the 4-0 Post Falls, Idaho squad that got a win, I think, 2 weeks ago over Eastmont out of East Wenatchee. They were a team that went into the playoffs last year undefeated and maybe number one in the state. And to come over here and beat a team like that, you know Post Falls is going to bring the beef. 4-0, fired up on the road, and what I want to know is how in the world that game got scheduled. How does a team from Idaho wind up playing in Snohomish, of all places, not, Spokane or the Tri-Cities?
That is a long ways to go. That's a 6-hour drive that you're going across the pass for what will be a marquee matchup.
We're going to creep over here to Coach Mark Flickinger. Big, huge win. They'll go to Ferndale next week, and then it's the Stilley Cup, Arlington at Stanwood on the 11th of October. A lot of opportunities, a lot of big things happening in Stanwood, and some things to build on. And again, just some fired up, happy people here exiting the visitor stadium. We got a dog and a kid interviewing each other here too.
And there comes Elijah Fleck giving him a big old hug on camera, and that's the joy that you see.
Another partner of ours, Steve Willits, handling the radio interview. Yeah, he actually got on camera earlier as we went to break.
That's right.
And folks,
he's all over the place. He knows how to find a lens.
Just remember, you can always take STSPN with you, stspn.com. You can find us on the social media platforms. Like, subscribe, follow, tell a friend to tell a friend. And, of course, you can follow us and take us with you anywhere on the Seattle Sports app as well.
And Steve's got a busy weekend ahead of him because he does on-ice hosting duties for the Everett Silvertips as well. He's got a pair of hockey games to work on Saturday night and Sunday night on KRKO.
People creeping around here. We had the Berry Bowl tonight. The band's still playing as though the night is young for Snohomish.
This is where the night's festivities, all spill out onto the field. You've got all the seniors still milling around with friends and family. Students have started to work their way onto the track, taking pictures, and it doesn't matter win, lose, or draw. These are players that all want to savor every last moment on this field for the 22 seniors on this Snohomish squad.
And they've still got plenty of games left, but it's going to be tough. You've got to get win number one and set that focus towards earning a playoff spot. Coach Hammer just trying to quiet the noise and keep these seniors engaged. Keep them hitting in practice. I think we're being noticed finally.
Well, I tell you, there's a lot to dissect here for Coach.
All right. Got a TV interview, and it's Coach Mark Flickinger or Flickinger? Flickinger, okay. Coach, first of all, congratulations on win number one. What's it feel like?
Yeah, fantastic, right? And again, this is a team win, right? So these guys came out, they battled. They're the ones wearing the helmets. They're the ones wearing the pads. So really proud of them. And, yeah, it's one for me, but it's a big one for them, really.
So taking the reins, Monday was the first practice with the interim tag, right?
So we did not practice Monday. We came out and practiced Tuesday. Monday, the decisions were made. So, we hit the ground running on Tuesday and just got after it. And
let's scoot a little bit over closer. I think we're breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, so Tuesday was day one of practice for us. So we didn't get do anything Monday.
So what did you change when you took over as the interim, and practice had a different feel this week, didn't it?
Yeah, practice, it did have a little bit of a different feel, and I think that's, it's hard to put your finger on what fundamentally changed, but really for us it's about putting players in the best position to be successful, right, and supporting them all the way through, and so, it was a great energy in practice. The guys flew around, they worked hard, and I think that shows here in the product that came out Friday night.
So what kind of changes did you put into the offensive and defensive schemes going into this one?
So the defensive schemes, right, we want to be a little bit of pressure action, and, Coach Roth really built out our defensive game plan in my stead, and I think he did a phenomenal job. Coach Turner, as the OC, stepped in, and you kind of see, some of the shift items that we like to run. Everybody knows we're a wing T program, and that's fine, but we also have some talent and some capabilities of slinging the ball around. So, that's where we're at.
Well, I was raised by offensive line coaches, is what I typically say. As I don't know why my mic is breaking up like crazy, but either way, I think we're getting tangled up with the radio broadcast. But let's scoot a little farther away here. So, I guess my thoughts are keys to the game that I would have said going into this were run the ball, control the line of scrimmage, don't turn the ball over. You guys did a good job with all three in the first half. What kind of led to all those things?
Yeah, we knew, through our first 3 weeks that, if we take care of our business, that there's nobody out there that's going to beat us, right? So it's kind of a nameless, faceless opponent situation. So this week, those were the keys to the game. That's what we focused on. Be disciplined, run the football effectively, throw it when we have to. We want turnovers. We always want to win the turnover differential. And so we did those things. We played discipline. We didn't beat ourselves, and it was our game.
Well, I think that answers my next question before I can ask it. But what really put this thing away for you guys and helped you get that win here in the final 12 minutes?
Yeah, it's a big opportunity, right, to finish on a big stage. So, and that's something that this team is learning to do. We've had a couple tight losses there, in the last seconds of games. And so, you learn to compete in some of those moments, and, you hope to finish. And we did it today, right? So you saw things get a little dicey. That's fine, right? We held our we were disciplined, and ultimately we secured the victory.
Any final thoughts on this one, Coach?
No, just a huge shout out to the greater Stanwood community, Commando community as well. A lot of stuff going on in and around the program, and a lot of wonderful people reach out and support us. Stanwood football is alive and well, and these kids have a ton of support, and so it is wonderful to see that.
Congratulations on on win number 1, Coach Flickinger, and good luck on more wins in the future.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, really appreciate it, guys.
All right, thank you. That's Coach Flickinger. We'll flick it back upstairs and. Oh. Okay, well, in that case, I will go ahead and wrap things up from here. I will be back with you on the play-by-play call tomorrow at 4 o'clock. It's Glacier Peak hosting Post Falls, Idaho. A couple of undefeated teams doing battle here on STSPN, STSPN.com, and the Seattle Sports app. For my broadcast partner, Casey Bryant, for Todd Elvig and the entire team and the folks in the truck doing all the hard work, I'm Amp Harrell saying so long from Veterans Memorial Stadium on STSPN.
He finds a seam down the sideline. Skip pass 10, 5, touchdown, second one of the night for Elvig.
Takes the handoff, now rolls to the right, still rolling, still being chased, now heads upfield, goes around it, man, at the 40, down to 35, gets it field to the 30, now he's down to the 20, you gotta be kidding me, he's down to the 15, almost down to the 10-yard line.